Happy Saturday.
Good morning. Good morning. Share your echoing.
Give me a second. I don't know what that is. Oh, I
Good
do.
morning, everybody. We're going to fix this echoing
Boom.
real
I
quick.
got it.
Good
I got
morning.
it. I
Good
got
morning,
it.
everybody, and welcome to the live podcast. Don't wait to be great. I am your host, Mr. Derek Forston. I'm known as the ILF guy. And we're just super excited like we are every Saturday. Today is a great day to be alive, guys. So if you are here and you are alive and well, give God
Let's
thanks.
do it.
Because again, somebody didn't wake up this morning, but you did. So we are super excited that you guys are here. And again, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, you're in the right place because June 21st and 22nd is our ILF conference. We're super excited. And if I remember Shay correctly from the calendar and the countdown that's on the website, I think we're less than 33 days away.
Woo!
34 days away, something like
The
that.
pressure
So
is
we
on.
are super excited. The pressure is on. We got all of our speakers that are finally
Yes.
confirmed. So again, if you've ever joined anything that we've ever had in terms of a conference or a masterclass, it was always just us. But this year, guys, we got over 10 different speakers, and we're excited because a lot of our social media and the presence of them coming onto our lives is going to start happening here next week. So we're excited about that. So guys, I'm Derek Forston. I'm the proud owner of Forston Consultants. And that's what my family and I, we go all over the world now, showing people this independent living facility model, or what a lot of people know is shared housing. So again, if you're new to us, welcome. We got a free gift for you here in just a minute. Shay gonna probably put it across the screen.
Absolutely.
But I'm also the founder and thought leader of Second Chance Housing. And that's my personal independent living facility where we create pathways out of homelessness, right? And we house adults, homeless or displaced adults. That could be military veterans, teenagers aging from the foster care system. They're still adults, right? Women that are escaping domestic violence, and probably my favorite, elderly adults and military veterans. So again, this shared housing model, guys, what we love about it so much is that it's flexible.
Yes.
And you can house a lot of different populations. So whatever God has put on your heart or whatever your community is calling for, we want to be the ones to show you how to do that. And the best opportunity is every Monday and Tuesday right here on YouTube, but also Saturday like today at 10 a.m. But June 21st and 22nd, Shay, we're bringing over 10 different speakers to lay the whole game out. Shay, tell the people who you are and what you do.
I'm Shania Shea Forston, the president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation, located here in Orlando, Florida. I utilize the ILF model as a nonprofit organization. A lot of people wonder, how can you do it as a nonprofit and it makes sense? Well, guess what? We do it, right? I do it. I do it well. And not to toot my own horn at all. It's honestly, Derek, I think what people I've been in some groups over the past couple of days and just active in these groups, and I'm realizing the not misinformation, but the lack of information that is divulged, right? I think we get in our bubbles of trying to be the holder of information, and it's really not that crucial, right? There's so many people that need assistance and need housing, and the shared living model, the ILF, independent living facility model, is so important. It's like, you share the information so that other people can join on board, because we can't house everybody, right, Derek?
That's right.
But I'm excited, and that just wraps around to just being able to do this conference at a cost that we've never done it at before. Right. And it's to help people see that, information is available and we're willing to give it. We want you to come join us, enjoy great food, great company, conversation, and also not just surface level information. The goal is that you walk away feeling listen, we're bringing all of the pieces to the table, right? We're bringing the social workers, we're bringing the case managers, we're bringing, we're bringing the realtors, we're bringing, I think, Derek, you're trying to, we may even possibly be able to get a landlord that has houses available to come to the event.
I actually spoke to David this morning, so it's funny you said that.
Okay.
Yep. He's looking forward to coming. He don't know it, but we may give him a microphone. So
I didn't know that.
And if anybody doesn't know David, David is the person that got allowed Miss Rita and Mr. Ken to get their first ILF. He was the property manager that heard about what we do, loved it. And remember, guys, as a property manager, he has a lot of access to a lot of home owners that trust him to rent the house. Right. So Shay, back over to you. But that was pretty cool how they merged together.
And I think I think we should extend an invitation to a landlord that we know that is wanting to shift from the regular single family model, because what he's realized, guys, is that most of his homes are being occupied by people that are not on the lease. And we happen to have close proximity with this individual. And I think we should definitely revisit that invitation, Derek. Because again, this individual literally staged
Yeah.
a whole house and they are ready to start acquiring residents, but don't really know the process outside of the regular normal rental, what he's been doing for forever. So I'm excited about the event. I think what people are going to see is that we're coming to they're used to seeing a master class from us, Derek, and this is still a master class, but you're going to leave with more of the pieces of the puzzle. It's not going to be just how to do the housing actual process. It's going to be, what am I talking, what am I stating when I go and sit before case managers and social workers? Like I said, I was in a group the other day and a lady was like, and this was yesterday, so I am going to reach back out to see, because I want to know, how did it go? Right. She was going to her first case manager or first hospital to introduce her program. You know how we tell y'all, don't go empty handed. Another thing I did not state, Derek, in that was to remember that this month is Mental Health Awareness Month. So as you're entering into the spaces of working with case managers, although mental health may not be their primary focus, also just acknowledge the fact that and that you can, that you are aware of the populations, and that this month is specifically around the education of mental health. So when you go into these locations or organizations, this is just a quick note that I wanted to give you all. Make sure that you're verbalizing these things. Don't go empty handed, because as you enter into these spaces, a lot of reps, a lot of other
What do
people
you
are
mean by
already
empty
coming.
handed, Shay? Let them know, what does that
You
mean?
don't want to go in with just flyers and your flyers and maybe pens. Great. Pens are actually awesome, especially if they are personalized and they have your phone number on it.
But I'm gonna congratulate the people that are at least bringing the flyers and the pens, because remember,
Yes,
Shay said it
right.
first, don't come empty
Don't come
handed.
empty-handed.
So if you brought pens and flyers, congratulations.
Right.
That's a great start.
Yeah. But what you
Go ahead,
also
Shay.
want to realize too, and I think this is a blessing that we all get, and all of Forston Consultants, our family that we've coached and consulted, is that Derek was a social worker, right? So he's able to tell us and share with us, the hectic flow of the day. So a case manager or a social worker may not get their full lunch because they're being pulled to meet a time crunch. Go with coffee, go with donuts. This is that pick me up
That's the
that
cheat
they
code.
may be able to just that'll get them through the rest of their shift, or even get them to their lunch break, right? Whatever time that may be. So I say that because a lot of people don't realize, like, our social workers, case managers, nurses, that profession, that healthcare profession is very overworked, overutilized, underappreciated. And when we go in, although we have a great offer for them, we don't want to seem like the gimme gimmies, right? Like we have the gimmies, gimme clients, gimme, right? We don't want that. We want them to feel that, one, we honor what they do, which we do, and we're not just looking for residents or heads to fill beds. We're looking for a collaborative working relationship. So that now transforms your possible one phone call for one possible client to your phone number, your information being shared throughout the facility and external facilities as well. Because what people don't realize, Derek, and this is stuff that we'll be discussing in much depth at the event, is that case managers, social workers, they have connections, they have relationships, they have organizations, they meet, right? And they share information, they share resources. And what I want people to realize is, when you go into an organization to introduce yourself, don't look at the one person that you're introducing yourself to. Think of the state that you're working in, or the city that this organization serves. Because more times than not, more likely than not, Derek, these people are going to collaborate with other community programs, other community hospitals, and other facilities. They network, they communicate, they talk, right? They're going to share their best resources with one another, especially when it comes to housing. Shay, how do you know this? Because we've seen it. We've seen people, one, either transition from working at hospital A to go to hospital B. And now, guess what? Because we were their preferred partner in the housing space, what did they do? They took our telephone number and information with them, but they also left it where they were. So again, it's the sharing of information which is super beneficial. So when you go into an entity, into an organization to introduce yourself, go to introduce yourself to the masses. So when you show up as if you're going to be sitting in front of 1,000 people. Prepare yourself. Have a Know what you're going to tell them, know how you're going to introduce your program, know that they're going to ask questions, know how to respond if you don't have the answer to that question, right? Those are the key things I think that can make or break, Derek, that introductory that initial introduction. And those are some of the things that I think are key points that a lot of people that enter into this space are not given, are not well equipped, and this is where they fall short and end up not becoming they don't end up making that list. Most hospitals will tell you, we have a list of preferred vendors that we vend to, and we'll thank you for introducing yourself. That doesn't mean you made the list. That does not mean you made the list.
And what do you mean by made the list, Shay, just in case if they don't
Because
get that?
there's normally a list, right? That they're going to vet, they're going to trust you, but they need to verify. So again, Derek, that list can be of the top 10. Derek, how many people were on your list as a social worker? I mean, be honest.
Oh yeah, like I tell the story all the time. As a social worker, I had a piece of paper that was about this long,
Right.
right? But it had about 15 people on it, right? So again, these were the preferred vendors.
And that's
These
what
were
I'm
the people
talking
that
about.
we
Yeah.
knew who to call. So I tell you guys all the time, man, there's nobody else better to learn this from than us guys. I used to be the social worker for 9 years. So I was the guy on the other side of the fence that was
Yeah.
referring people to housing just like this. But soon as I found out that most of these houses had rats and roaches in it, we was like, man, we got to change this.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what Shay is telling you guys. Like, how do you become the preferred vendor? I hope Miss Jamise is in here. Jamise, you just asked a great question that is in that group that we're a part of. I want to make sure that you're here before I answer it. Jamise, give me a thumbs up if you're here. If not, I'll wait just a couple
Yeah.
minutes. But again, if you just joined us and if you're completely new to us, we got a free gift for you. There's two things we want you to do, right? One thing is that we want you to watch our webinar, which is the kind of the cheat code and the entryway into all of this. It's about 45 to 50 minutes long. Right after that webinar, you're going to get a notification to set up a strategy call to speak to us to talk about how can you get started in terms of where you live at, right? And then we also want you guys to join our free Facebook ILF Academy. We just built that thing not even like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Absolutely
Yeah.
free group. We went live in it actually last night. So it's called the ILF Academy. Absolutely free. Join that, but also subscribe while you're here on YouTube because again, we're live every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday right here on our YouTube channel. And again, our dream is that we want to see you guys either resign from your job to do this full
Yeah.
time, or for you all that wouldn't mind keeping your job to do this, right? My brother used to do this and keep his job and have multiple ILFs. So if you got a job that's not super hard on you, right, and it's kind of easy breezy, and you can figure out a way to keep your job and this, I recommend maybe doing both for a little while, right? And don't just be so fast to leave your job.
Right.
So even though a lot of our posts here lately say resign from your job or quit your job, we want to teach you guys when and how to do that at the appropriate time, right? Because raise your hand if you got a job, but you wish to leave that place one day. Raise your hand right now if you got a job,
No, I'm just
but you
joking. I know.
wish to leave that place one day and do this shared housing full time.
Derek made me leave my job.
Because guys, when I saw a lady making $41,000 a month doing this, and she was housing people in rats and roaches, I said, God, why not me? So if you don't know our story, guys, very simple. I can take 2 hours to tell this one story, but simply God allowed me as a social worker to see a lady making 41 grand a month doing this, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is these nice pictures that y'all seen of all of our places, they didn't look like this. The mattresses were on the ground,
Yeah.
no pillow, no pillowcase, no sheets, no comforter, right? No bed rails, no box spring, just a mattress on the ground. and as holes are in the mattresses and roaches running in and out of the mattress, this is where people slept at.
And people don't believe it, Derek. They think that, that you're being facetious. And honestly, they don't realize that this is this is a case manager's regular, this is what they visit most
Yep.
times. And we've seen it firsthand. We've heard it firsthand. Case managers came to the open house the other day, Derek, and they were floored. And I'm like, why? If
And
this
you
is
can
the
bring some of
same,
that stuff up too, Shay,
yeah,
because they were asking in that group, like, how do you get these people to come out to see your house? How do you get these clients? And
relationship.
that's a lot of what we'll be covering in June. But
Yeah. And
again,
that's
we
what people don't
we give the
realize.
game away so much. It's just that I'm so used to telling y'all how to do it. But guys, the June event, we're bringing social workers and case
Mhm.
managers. So, like, even people like Tiffany, Katara, Angela, all of you guys that have ever been to our live events before, y'all just heard me and Otis and Shay running our big mouth.
Right.
Tiffany, can you believe we got over 10 speakers this year? Because, see, Katara, you forgot I told you that we're bringing all the pieces to the puzzle, sis. No more Derek just telling you where to go and what to do.
Right.
I'm bringing the dadgum people to tell you how to present it to them.
Exactly.
How great
Derek.
is it that the social worker that's going to show up going to want your phone number, your name, and the name of your housing program? I tell you guys all the time, man, I've been to a lot of speaking events. It's very rare that the guy or the lady that comes to speak, they need your help.
Right.
Usually it's the other way around, but we're bringing people that want to get your number. They want your name of your housing program because they got referrals for you. One of these companies work in several different states in cities. Most people I work with, I'll admit, they only work in Florida, in Orlando.
Mhm.
But we're bringing one of these companies, Miss Maggie and Miss Desiree.
They're in
They
multiple
serve a company that serves multiple states. So why not come and liaison with them? And again, if you're looking at these pictures, guys, this is called an independent living facility. Most of y'all know it as a shared living environment. No different. But at Forston Consultants, we've trademarked independent living facility, and that's an ILF, the exact opposite of an ALF. An ALF requires a license. We don't. An ALF, you got to buy the property. We don't. An ALF, you need a sprinkler system. We don't. In an ALF, you have to administer medications. We don't. In an ALF, you got to drive people to appointments and to their doctor's appointments and to Walgreens to pick their meds up. We don't. Our people are completely independent. Can I get 5 of y'all just type the word in yes if you understand and you get that, especially if you're new to us? I welcome all of the new people that this is probably blowing your mind that you didn't know that you could start a housing program and it not be a group home and not be an ALF and it not be all of these things that you thought you had to have a license to get. Congratulations, God has answered your prayer because you always wondered how to get into this without needing a license and having to go get permission from your government entities and agencies in your city, having to call ACA. Guys, this don't require any of that. An independent living facility is an environment where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. Guys, Shay and I don't have staff. Okay, what's going on, family? Just to let you know really quick, everything that you're listening to right now, I actually have it in a more structured way in a webinar. So when you guys get done here, go to forstonconsultants.com, click the tab that says webinars, and there's 2 webinars there. One is for you to be the actual ILF operator, meaning that you want to do it. And then the other one is the HRA. That stands for Housing Referral Agency, where you're able to take people from homeless to hopeful, and you actually don't need the real estate. It stands for a Housing Referral Agency, and we call it a business in a box. But definitely go to forstonconsultants.com, watch both of those webinars, then set up a free strategy call with me and my team, and let's see how we can get you started. Back to the show. Back on you.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to what you said. A lot of people um, don't realize the effectiveness of shared housing and the benefits it has in a community. And I think that's probably one of the biggest, that's one of the exciting parts of being able to talk to your government officials and let them know and have them aware of what you're doing to an extent if you know how to tell it right, right? And if you have some action behind it, if you have a plan behind what you're doing. So here at Forston Consultants, we do. And that is because we know that this model is very viable, that it's very beneficial to the people that we serve. It's all about making sure that it's done effectively and appropriately. And I think that's what people don't realize, that it takes work to do this. I was talking with a young lady through chat yesterday, again from one of these groups, and I told them, I said, everybody's so excited and ready to leave their job, Derek. But I told her, I said, you don't realize how much work you're going to put into this until you get into this, right? And it's either, like Derek, you said this morning, it's either going to work or it's going to work. And you have to come into this space with the mindset of it's either going to work or it's going to work. And I think that's probably one of the things that people see. They see the glitz and glam from the outside, the exterior walls, right? And they don't realize that a lot of things come with this. Being able to manage personalities, being able to effectively place the right people, having things in place to kind of help you navigate if you do get the wrong person. How do you discharge? How do you refer? How do you make sure that you are bringing the right person in? It's not just you've got to, yeah, you have finances, come on in. You want to make sure that you are making the best informed decision based on the client, that the potential client that you're bringing in, as well as the clients you already have. And Derek, I think that's another teaching point that I love when we do meet with individuals, and when we coach, and when we talk, and when we even do these lives, when people put those questions in, well, how do I know if I'm getting the right person? It's an assessment, right? It's not just an application. It's
One of the
all
most
about,
important things we do.
yeah, it's all about engaging and interacting. You can't just look at a piece of paper and say, oh, okay, this person's going to be a great fit. They've got this diagnosis, this background, blah, 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 blah. And you never pick up the phone to call that person, or you never go and meet that person in person and have a sit down and kind of engage, interact. We did an intake. I just poked myself in the nose. We just did an intake like 2 weeks ago in person at a facility. The individual was born deaf, and had we not shown up, this individual would have never had an option or an opportunity other than a hotel. Now, the interaction was rough. It was not pleasant. The lady had been in a shared living environment before, was not impressed that we were coming in to have a conversation with her. But at the end of the day, we were able to be a resource, Derek. We were able to engage with her due to the translator that was there. And we gave her a comfort and feeling that there are people out here that do this the correct way, and that we are who we say we are. And what happens is, if you don't go out there to engage with the resident, you don't know who or what you're getting. And I say this to say, people don't realize the significance, Derek, of an assessment, whether in person or by phone. People don't know that it's possible, if you're working with a facility, that you can have that access. People don't realize that that is a thing. I've heard people in these groups, in these conversations that we're a part of, people saying, well, they just call me and say, hey, I have a client discharging on such and such a date. When can you pick them up? And they're like, absolutely, I'll be there. No, it doesn't work like that. You've got to create a working relationship, a collaboration, right? When they know how you do your business, they're able to facilitate the handoff appropriately. And a lot of people, it goes back again, Derek, to what do you say when you go to introduce yourself? Do you have a process? Are you educating the people in the room about your process?
Because if not, they are going to call and just say, hey, I got a guy
That
named
part.
Tom
Yep.
being discharged tomorrow. Can you
Yeah.
take him?
Yeah. So I just said all of that to kind of just give a brief overview without, making it a true class on how to do an assessment and intake, and an introduction assessment and intake. Um, I think people really are missing the fine details when it comes to their process, and thinking, because I have a house, there needs to be no, official process of intake or even introduction. And that's wrong. When you go into a facility, they don't know how to treat you unless you tell them how. They don't know how to do business with you unless you tell them how.
Yep.
If not, it becomes what their normal thing to do is, I have a client, I have a patient, age, gender. That's it. You may not even get diagnosis, right? But if you have that communication, or you foster that working relationship by that, through that introduction of telling people, this is who we are, this is how we do things, this is our process, and is this a process that's feasible with your organization?
Yep.
If not, how can we meet in the middle to make sure that, one, I'm giving your client, your patient, a successful place to live, a place to reside, and as well as making sure that the residents that are already in the house are safe as well. So I land there, Derek. I know that was
Absolutely.
a
That's good
rant,
stuff.
but I wanted to share some of the stuff that I'm learning in these
Yep.
groups.
And if I can basically just sum it up, just
Yeah.
like Shay said, you got to teach people the way you do business, because if
Mhm.
not, they just gonna do business as usual,
Exactly.
right? So, like
Yeah.
Shay talked about, and that's what our coaching kind of involves. And how do you deliver this message, right?
Mhm.
So, meaning from day one. And if you guys have been following us for a while or just been checking out our YouTube stuff, I give y'all the word for word in terms of what it even sounds like. But essentially,
Right.
again, this is who I am. This is what we do. And this is how we do business. How can we work together to make this happen, to end homelessness? Bam, just like that.
Mhm.
So again, June 21st and 22nd, man, I'm just excited because again,
Me
Shay,
too.
it's called From Idea to
Yeah.
Implementation. That's the whole slogan for this event. And we want to show you guys again, how do we do what we do? Why is it that we don't need a license? That's the biggest question that we get all the time. Derek, how can you guys house all of these people with no license? Because remember, it's called an ILF. And the most important letter in that acronym is the I, because I stands for independent. Can I get two people to just type in the word independent? Which means my clients that I serve, Shay, they can cook their own bologna sandwich.
Yep.
The clients that I serve, Shay, they can create and come up with their own transportation, usually via their insurance. I say, hey man, don't you got insurance? Turn to the back of that car. Call that number. They'll take you anywhere you need to go, bro.
Yeah.
So again, that's why we're able to do this. Oh, and by the way, I don't have an industrial kitchen. I don't have a set menu. I'm not cooking for these folks. I'm not providing transportation, and I'm surely not trying to provide medication management. I'm not a nurse. Miss Tia, I'm not a CNA. Miss Tia, I'm also not an LPN. One thing, Tia, that you're going to learn about me real fast, I don't pretend to be anything that I'm not. Guys, I was a social worker and I barely became that because Shay tricked me to go to college. I had no plans on going to school, college, none of that. But thank God for a great wife that said, Derek, what you going to do with your life, man? And guys, I always had a little job. I always had some side hustles. But Shay was like, Derek, I'm getting all of these degrees, man. What you going to do with yourself?
Tell them the truth, what I said.
And y'all, we drove to a school, right? And Shay was like, well, let's just go check out the school. And I was like, okay. And y'all, we got to the school, and when we left the school, I noticed that I left with a start date. I was like, wait a minute, what just happened?
I don't know.
And y'all, 4.5 years later, I graduate, walk across the stage, get a diploma, a degree, all of that. Land a job that led me to this social work.
Yeah.
See how God had all that in his plan? Because none of that was my plan. No plan to go to college, no plan to be a social worker. But God knew I love people and I love real estate.
Wow.
So genius of God, he merged all of that together. Watch this. And that's why we tell people, man, I'm no genius. God is the head of my life and he above everything that I do. All my decision making, all that's led by God. Because remember, I had no plans to go to college.
He sure didn't.
Get the job.
Yeah, he sure didn't.
And guys, I thank God for that job, because here I am on this job for 9 years before the light bulb came on.
Yeah.
I said, God, I want to help people. He made me a social worker. God, I want to be involved in real estate. He showed me a lady that was making $41,000 a month mistreating people through real estate. A lady that was housing people in rats and roaches and in squalor, making 41 G's a month. Can y'all imagine making $41,000 every 30 days? That's what this lady was doing, y'all. So that's why I tell people, man, I'm no genius. I just saw something that was not so good. We got into it and we put our own spin on it.
Yeah.
And you can call this whatever you want to call it, because very soon here, me, my team, my family, and this whole thing that I'm a part of, we're building an association. Just like the ALF is respected today and everybody know about an ALF, the ILF will be the same way this time next year.
Come on.
Because we're building an association around it to make sure that people are doing this the right way. Because one good thing about the ILF, it doesn't require a license. But the bad thing about it, It
It
doesn't
doesn't
require
require
a
a license.
license.
Yeah.
So that means anybody can get into it and just mistreat people. The devil is a liar under my watch.
Yep. Talk
So as
about
soon
that.
as I saw somebody making 41 grand a month doing it the wrong way, I said, can you imagine what my life gonna be like when we do this the right way and treat God's people with dignity and make the place look good in terms of how we're housing them? Because people ask us all the time, well, Derek, what it look like? It's not rocket science, guys, right? I even tell people all the time for the question about the mobile home that came up in that group that I'm in. Derek, you do these in mobile homes too? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Guys, you got to remember
Like,
the
absolutely.
lives that we're saving, Shay. Shay, I did an assessment of a guy yesterday from the woods.
People don't
His
realize that.
healthcare
Yeah.
surrogate, his
Mhm.
power of attorney gave me the number. This guy was living in the woods while it was raining in a tent,
Yeah.
talking to me from a tent from the woods, ladies and gentlemen. So can you imagine him coming into my mobile home? No problem, because the inside looks like this. Back on you, Shay.
No, I want you to talk about that. Like, what are some of the, I think that's pretty interesting. What are some of the areas or where are some of the places that you've done assessments? Like, have you ever turned down an assessment because of where it was at? Like,
Nope,
talk about some of that. Like,
not
where
at
have you
all.
done assessments?
Shay, like I even talk about this one a lot too, right? That gentleman that saw, and this is going to answer your question too, Damien. The gentleman that saw my post on Facebook when you said, Derek, well, how are people finding out about you? Y'all, we print these flyers and put them everywhere. So not only do I run my big mouth 7 days a week somewhere on social media about what this is, not only do we bring social workers and case managers to look at it and community leaders, Shay,
Right.
bring up those open house pictures.
Oh man.
Not only do we do that, but the flyers. This guy was in Walmart shopping for a crate of eggs. Lucky for me, lucky for him, I put my flyer right next to the eggs. He pulled my flyer and called us. Guys, we
Yeah.
drove to the Walmart and assessed him in the parking lot of the Walmart. Guys, that was many months ago. I'm still housing this guy to today. And if you look at the video on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, in his hand is his Direct Express card, which is where his monthly payment goes. And he also got a wad of money in his hand. He just didn't know that my housing program was an option for him. So every time you folks that say, well, can I do this in a mobile home? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you, as long as the inside looks like this? Again, long as the inside is nice, clean, and is safe. Because this is what the mobile home looked like before we fixed it. Now, lucky for a lot of people that live close to us, not only do we house the homeless in this place, I got a whole rehab team. And we travel as far as Cleveland. So we're in Florida, but we travel all over the place, right? Depending on how big the job is. But guys, lucky for us and lucky for Shay, Shay just bought a house, guys. Shay just purchased her first independent living facility because the rest of them are all rentals and leases.
Yep.
And our team, Second Chance Housing, went in and revamped that whole place. So if it looks like this from day one, no problem. As long as the inside now looks like this now. So again, this can also be done in a mobile home. But we tell people we rather the mobile home sit on its own land and not in a community per se. Does that make sense, everybody? And I always show this picture because of all the trash and that for sale sign, but don't worry about the trash because that was trash day.
Yeah.
And the for sale sign, somebody bought this, you guys, and this is exactly what they do. And again, if you get bougie and you got a nice one, or you want a nicer one, they can get as big and as nice as this.
Exactly. Yeah.
So to us, Shay, it doesn't matter where you started. The whole point is start somewhere. It could be a 3-bed, 2-bath home. It could be a 2-bed, 1-bath home. The smallest one to date is in Lake Worth, Florida, Shay. That gentleman has a 1-bed, 1-bath, housing 2 military veterans that will be homeless on the street without him. Again, just type in the word yes if you think that this is something that you can do. Type in the word yes that if you think that this is so far, and we hadn't even got too deep into it. We're only 36 minutes into a 90-minute room, but type in the word yes if you think that this is something that you can do.
Absolutely.
And it's also if this is something that God has also put on your heart. If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show.
Get
All right, let's
back.
do it. Back on you, Michelle.
Yeah. So I wanted to, like, the reason why I asked you that question was because I think people get caught up in the um well, it has to come from a hospital. The client has to come from a hospital. The client has to come from a facility. And they don't realize that most times you're gonna, those clients have already been discharged because you don't have the working relationship with that hospital. So now instead, some facilities, they they had to let them discharge them to the streets. And that's why I asked that question, because a lot of times I think people have that misconception of, where can I go to do an assessment? How do people find me? Like, where are you getting your residents from? That's one of the biggest questions. I know we have some ILF operators, or for the sake of a better term, I am going to use the term group home today, because I want people to think of this. I want people that are looking for the group home uh, training to stumble upon this and realize that, wait, this is a feasible option. Although we don't kind of like the word group home, but that is the term that is loosely used in this space. So for those of you that have homes, I want you to put in the chat some of the areas you're getting your residents, or you're receiving referrals from, or you even maybe connecting outside of an organization. So put it in the chat, because I want people that see this, for those that are in the room, so those that are watch the replay, to see where you are where you're connecting with individuals, right? It doesn't always have to be the case manager, the social worker, the hospital. It can be other organizations.
Yep.
For me, it's the churches. I get calls from churches on a regular basis, saying, hey, people don't realize that a lot of needs go to the church. And that's what people don't even go to the church to introduce themselves. So, I want people to literally speak about that. If you have homes, where are you getting your residents from? Don't miss out on the opportunities to visit churches, right? Churches are huge. I go to the schools. I tell the guidance counselor, hey, because guidance counselors, they know people as well. Okay. So go ahead and put that in the chat. Derek, I want to I want to see these things come in. I see Miss Lavish says homeless shelters. Absolutely. She has 5 locations in Atlanta, and they get referrals from hospitals as well. I love, like,
Good job, Miss Lane.
absolutely.
That's good stuff.
Absolutely. To have 5 locations, what I love about that is that goes to show that Miss Lane went into that hospital and knew how to introduce herself first and foremost, and knew how to secure a great partnership. And I'm sure, Miss Lane, they're not calling you outside of how you've introduced yourself and told them your process. This is your process of, approving or denying a referral. So this goes back to what we were talking about earlier with the introduction. And then now you're seeing places that you can go and introduce yourself. A lot of people don't realize, go drop your stuff off at a gym. Put it in the gym. Talk to the gym manager. Tell the gym manager what you do, who you are. Can I tell you something? I have a nonprofit organization, and we do toiletry totes. So guess who I partner with to drop off toiletry totes? You think the gym managers don't know that people are sleeping in their cars? Why can't they have some toiletry totes, so when they see someone that they probably know is a frequent flyer that is homeless, here, hey, this person has, some housing, but they also come by and drop off toiletry totes. So if you need some toiletries, just let me know. Yep. See, and that's awesome. Love it. See, thank you, Miss Lane. That is exactly it. But these are some of the alternative options that you can do. Go to gyms. Go to, again, talk to guidance counselors at schools. Let them know that you're a resource in the community. Start partnering with other organizations. Talk to your commissioners. Talk to people that are active in your community. Community organizations. Every community organization gets phone calls looking for some sort of resource. Don't only be a hand out, be a hand up. Be a resource to the resource, right? It's plenty of times that Derek and I sit before case managers and they do not have access to the resources that we have because we're in front of so many people. So make sure that you are a resource even to the people that you consider a resource, right? So with that being said, Derek, I'm gonna turn it over to you. And if there's any questions, listen, closed mouths don't get fed. We are here to give you information. If you are looking for answers to your questions. I know I've invited several people to come on in and ask their questions to come and get a better understanding. If y'all are here, come on and type them in the chat. We are here to answer those questions today. No question is too big, too small, or too vast for us to answer. So just come on and ask your question. We are definitely here for you this morning to discuss all things housing and how we can help you take your idea of wanting to become a housing provider, whether it's a group home or shared living, independent living. Let us know. We are here to answer those questions. Derek?
Absolutely. And just in case of anybody that's saying, well, Derek, I love this idea and I love the event that you guys are having, but I can't make it in June because I got something else planned. Well, we also have one-on-one coaching and we also have a do-it-yourself version of our one-on-one coaching. So if you guys are interested in that, just let us know. That can also be found at forstonconsultants.com/IMB. And that's our ILF Mastery Blueprint. So if you desire our one-on-one coaching, or you want the do-it-yourself version of that, you can also get that. Both of those versions come with the website build out, and we also give you a complimentary virtual assistant. About 2 years ago, everything that we do now in terms of business, we get virtual assistants to help us out. Because I realized that I'm like a lot of you all, right? I'm not very techy. I'm not very computer savvy. I'm not great at social media. And also, I'm very busy. Just like a lot of you all. A lot of you all got jobs. You guys are busy. Your children are in sports. Your kids are graduating. You got a lot going on. But we use virtual assistants, guys, at $5 an hour. And we use a company called VA101.co. That's again, www.va101.co. And again, for $5 an hour, that's going to be the cheat code to a lot of you all in terms of getting your social media done, building your Instagram and Facebook page. Because if I told some of y'all right now to go build your own Facebook page, business page, you'd have no clue how to do that. Neither do I. But lucky for me, I got a team of virtual assistants that handles all of our social media. And we also use digitalflowsolutions.net for our website. So our CRM and our website, everything that we do, the way that we call, communicate, email, and text social workers and case managers. Shay, bring those slides up of all those case managers that came to that thing. Somebody asked me, how do we invite all of these people to come and see it? First of all, you got to talk about it.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing about me. I don't mind talking about what I have, especially if I believe in it. No different that if you sell fried chicken or if you bake chocolate chip cookies and you think you're the best at it, how will people know to come buy that fried chicken from you if you never advertise it or talk about it? So again, guys, we talk about housing so much that when people are wondering and thinking about housing in my city, they think of me.
Right.
Because we're all over the place in terms of social media, the social media content. We go live 3 or 4 times a week. And again, showing people what I've been calling here lately, POC, proof of concept. That's going to be something I'm going to talk a lot about at that event probably, because I'm getting a lot of questions. Well, Derek, how do they know to trust you? How do they know to call you? How do you get them to come to an open house? What does the email sound like? Guys, proof of concept, there is nothing better than that, because you can talk about this all day long. Even me as a coach, I can talk about, well, I can teach all this. Guys, I can talk about it all day long. But if I don't go live, if I don't post pictures, prime example, I put a post in that group yesterday. I'm gonna just use the word, but it went viral. If I post something on my page, if I get 15 people to like it, I'm viral. Over 120 people have liked that thing and they commenting on it, and over 45 direct messages in my back channel.
Yeah.
These are all people, and I don't know what's going on in North Carolina. A lot of people from North Carolina. Shit,
Oh,
I
yeah,
think I
that
found
was
out where our next
wild.
conference is going to be.
Apparently,
It's
North
probably going to be
Carolina.
in North Carolina. Because a lot of people, I'm not sure how you guys are finding us, but a lot of people from the North Carolina and South Carolina area have been calling and DMing us, especially
Yeah.
since we joined this last Facebook group. So I'm super appreciative for that. A lot of you all are also on this call. So again, we appreciate that. But right here on this slide, Shay is getting ready just to flip through a couple of these pictures. But guys, in these pictures are social work interns, social workers that have been on this job for years,
Yeah.
case managers, and some of these people are community leaders, meaning they make decisions in the community when it comes to housing,
Yeah.
affordable housing. And Shay just told you guys 18 minutes ago, why not be a part, or why wouldn't they be a part of your Rolodex? All of them people should have your number.
Yeah.
These people are begging for what we're showing you guys in terms of housing. Guys, they're begging for it. Because I used to do this same job, guys, for 9 years. So I was always looking for affordable housing for the people that came into my hospital the day before discharge.
Mm-hmm.
And guys, that's a hard job to do if there's not a lot of options. So we're asking you guys to be an option to your city. We're asking you guys to be an answer to your community. Because watch this. I'm no pastor, I'm no priest, and I'm no bishop. But watch this. If you want to see the hand of God move in your life, you need to put other people before you. This ministry and this business, this is exactly what this is, guys. Imagine having a business where the financial blessing of God was already built into it.
Right.
I'm gonna say that one more time, right? Imagine having a business to where the God's financial blessing and just God's overall blessing for your life is built into what you're doing. Because the Bible says the poor, the needy, and the widow, we're to take care of those people.
Yeah.
The Bible says the poor and needy will always be among me, be among us, and we're to take care of those folks. Some of us feed the homeless, some of us clothe the homeless and the displaced. We've chose to house them. Somewhere also in that Bible, Shay says that when you've done to the least of thee,
Yeah.
when you've done to the marginalized, the displaced, the homeless, the guy that can't afford his own house or apartment, God said it's like he's doing it unto him. Can y'all imagine doing God a favor?
Come on.
And God don't need our help, but kind of, sort of, yes, he do. Because God don't come down here and house these people. He put it in people's hearts just like y'all. Because if you in this room, you probably love God, you love people, and you probably love real estate. And you've been trying to figure out, how do you get into it?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, for absolutely free, every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday, join us here. Because I promised God over 7 years ago, I said, God, if you change my life, if you let me leave and resign my job to do this, I promise I'll go all over the world teaching it, and I'll never take credit for it. So that's why I tell you guys, I'm not the smartest guy in the classroom. I just saw a lady doing this. Can you imagine seeing
Oh.
somebody doing your dream, but doing it the wrong way? Can you
That was
imagine somebody making $41,000 a month, but she was housing these people in rats and roaches? The devil is a liar. So I said, man, we got to change the way homeless people are being viewed, and we got to change the way they live. And we developed something that's called an independent living facility. This is not a group home. This is not a rooming wihouse. One thing about us guys, we're more program based. This is not just me renting rooms to people.
I was getting ready to ask you to go a little deeper into that, because I know a lot of people will be like, well, what's an ILF? Like, what's the
Shay,
difference?
and ILF, and ILF again, guys, is that environment where adults can live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. But Shay, it's not just us renting rooms to people.
Right.
There's structure here. Most of my clients, Shay, as well as yours, they're all under case management. That means somebody's following their treatment,
And it's not
following
us.
their life, right? I'm not the social worker anymore on this side of it. Guys, I house people now. So I'm not trying to social work these people. They have a social worker. I'm not trying to case manage them. They have a case manager. I'm not trying to be the psychiatrist. They have a psychiatrist.
Right.
My job is to provide a roof over their head, Shay. But what they don't understand, Shay, most people have no clue that we have rules. In fact, it's on page 6. They highlighted 1 through 10. And the gist of them are kind of like this. Pay your rent on time all the time. Take your medications each and every day to keep sane and mentally stable.
Right.
Don't destroy property. No outside company. That means your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or the guy you grew up in high school with, he's not welcome inside of my ILF. No drugs, no alcohol, Shay. Because if we can ensure the no drugs, no alcohol, take your medications every day, no violence, no destruction of property, it's going to be a pretty good program.
I love this.
And Shay, if we just rent rooms to people with no rules and structure, this thing going to turn into a circus.
Correct.
And Shay, I'll admit, that's what my program was day one when I started many years ago.
Yeah.
Because Shay, as you know, nobody taught this to me. I had no clue what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
God just showed me somebody that was doing this the wrong way, housing people in rats and roaches at 41 grand a month. Can y'all imagine? Guys, I was making $28,000 a year. So I nearly fainted when I saw her pull out her phone and say, Derek, look what I make doing this. And she scrolled and scrolled and scrolled. $41,000 every 30 days, y'all. And was proud of it, but was housing people in roaches and in rats. And the beds were on the floor.
No. So wait. So hold on. So when you say beds on the floor, and then I want to get to Miss Lane's question. When you say beds on the floor, are we
No
talking
bed
about
rails.
Okay.
Just a mattress on the ground, Shay. Most of the mattresses were dirty, dingy, and had holes in them. And as roaches are running in and out of them, it was like, oh my God. And again, guys, if you've never heard my beginning of my story, this part will lose you. But just really quick, in 2 minutes, God showed me this, y'all, that I think to give me my reality of what I should be doing.
Wow.
And the part of that story, Shay, that broke my heart the most, I saw a lady sleeping on the kitchen floor, paying $700 a month in that same house. The devil is a liar. So can y'all imagine when I saw her bank account? I will never forget this, Miss Tracy. She had a Chase Bank app. And she scrolled month for month, and she's proud of me. I'm proud showing me what she make, but telling me, Derek, I'll never teach you how to do this, bro. You crazy, Derek? You stay the social worker. You keep sending me these people. And y'all, I took a Saturday just like today, because before I knew kind of what it was, I looked up to this lady because I thought she was a hero. When I saw the rats and roaches, I said, the devil is a liar. And that's why, guys, June 21st and 22nd, if you hadn't bought your ticket yet, you doing yourself a disservice. Because again, if you in this room, you probably love God, you love people, and you love real estate. You just have no clue how to put it all together. And that's the slogan of this event, from idea to implementation. Hey, what's going on, family? I'm super excited because June 21st and 22nd is the 2024 ILF conference. That's right. We're super excited because it's in Orlando, Florida this year. So, guys, if you ever thought about starting your own housing program, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is the event for you. If you're a real estate investor and you're looking for a better way to serve people and actually make more money and also have a bigger impact in your community, this event is exactly what this is. 2024, the ILF conference, guys, is going to show you how we take people from homeless to hopeful and it not be a group home or an assisted living facility. We're going to teach you guys how we start unlicensed group homes, which we've trademarked independent living facility. And again, you guys are going to visit forstonconsultants.com for more information, but you're definitely going to visit ilfconference.com to get the information for the June event. There'll be a general admission ticket. We got some VIP tickets, and we have 15 elite tickets for people that want a little bit extra just versus being at the event. That comes with also a one-day mastermind and a lot of other stuff. But definitely go and check out ilfconference.com for more information. And don't meet me there, beat me there. Miss Shay, on you.
I love it. So I want to go.
What a great picture that is.
Yeah, I love this picture. They've been amazing. The phone calls. The fun thing about this, Derek said it, you never know who is a part of social work network. One of the young ladies in that picture,
Oh,
Derek.
I'm sorry, Shay.
Sorry. No, where is it?
I forgot your controller.
Right there, yeah. One of the young ladies in this photo is actually the president, I may mess this up. She is the sorority president of their local chapter, and they're looking for organizations to partner with. And we've created a great relationship from just this 20, 30 minutes, 45 minutes for a walkthrough at the house. And they're looking for different programs to pour into over the next few months. And the Angela Denise Foundation was considered one of those organizations. So again, when you put the word out there, you never know who does what outside of their day-to-day, their regular job roles, and what they have, the things that they put their hands to on a regular basis, right? So again, share who you are, let people know who you are, what you do, and then ultimately don't be ashamed of having people walk through your homes. I do walkthroughs even with residents in them. Of course, all personal information, my residents are made aware. They are informed. So I want people to not only see a brand new home that's just decked out, I want them to see that the consistency of what our product looks like, even when it's lived in. And that's where a lot of people don't, that's what a lot of people don't do, Derek. And that's
Trying to hide something.
yeah, they cover up. Like prime example, if there's something going on at the house, I'm the first to call a case manager and say, hey, I'm going to put a hold on um any incoming referrals. We're dealing with a client that's off meds, and we're in the process of getting them medication managed. There are things that I do disclose. I won't never disclose, of course, the personal information of the client or the resident, but ultimately keeping those that I work with on a regular basis informed of what's going on. You can't be hiding stuff. That again just gives you a better they look at you differently, and they consider you a more viable resource in their Rolodex when it comes to when it comes to them looking for partnership. And they're going to end up giving you the best of their patients, because they know for a fact that, listen, this person's really going to get taken care of here. We already know the dynamic of this home, and we're going to make sure that we place the right person here to maintain that just the cohesiveness of the house. Yeah, so that's literally it.
And also, share as you're continuing to kind of still flip through those pictures, I want to answer that question from I think it was Jamise. I want to make sure. Let me see. Jamise and Jada, if you're both here, just let me know. Put a oh no, she just actually answered. She's in a conference.
Yeah.
So she's actually texting me,
texting you.
trying to watch this, but in a conference. But really want to do this. She was asking, how do you get all of these people to come to this? So Shay, show some of the inside pictures of where they're actually walking in the inside.
I'm getting
And Jamise is literally this simple, right? Email, text message, and calling them. Jamise, in case if you don't understand, like my brother used to say, we're not selling alarm systems. We're not selling that fundraiser candy that your kids come home from school with that you got to beg people to buy. This is something that's a need, Miss Jamise and Jada. These social workers are begging to come and see this. And also, they would love to leave their job for 2 hours. Remember, you guys that got a job? How great is it that you can leave your job for 2 hours, get paid for it, come and tour a facility or go on a quote-unquote field trip? And also, coffee and donuts was also there when they showed up from Krispy Kreme. That's the cheat code.
Can I drop a jam? I'm going to drop a jam. So how do we get people? How many people? You see how many people here? This is not just one facility under the umbrella of this organization. What you do is you always got to get to the top. If you make the right call, you make the right connection within within any organization. Most times they have a monthly meeting, especially if it's an organization with multiple facilities across the board. They're going to have a monthly meeting where they bring all of their management teams from each of their facilities together. How do I know? Because I worked for this such said organization in a leadership role, and I covered partially this monthly meeting. And this is called a corporate such and such meeting. So like for me, it was corporate surgical services. It was corporate sterile processing and equipment distribution and blah, 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 blah. It was corporate. So the corporate veil, all managers, assistant managers are now brought to one location, which is normally the main campus of this organization. And we meet once a month and we discuss possible new relationships, vendors, things that we need to change on a corporate level. Everything that you do from a managerial standpoint in a corporation, there is always a monthly meeting that's going to take place where all management from all facilities within that umbrella of that organization will come together to discuss. You get on their agenda, right? So that's why when we tell you to don't just ask for a social worker, ask for the director, ask for the manager.
Shay giving y'all some ILF Mastery
I'm
Blueprint coaching right now. So write this stuff down, you guys.
Nah, but no, seriously, like this is what you ask for because this is what happens. A lot of people don't know the internal structure of healthcare. I'm just blessed enough to know I was in management in healthcare for many years, right? Until Derek was like, please, I need your help. I had no idea of or want to leave my role. I loved what I did, right? So what we tell you is what happens on the inside that you don't see. Most organizations, even though they invite you to the meeting, they're scoping you out. They're going to make sure that you're a viable resource to them before they even allow for the opportunity. What did you do, D?
I'm not sure.
There we go. Even before they actually allow you to come to before they even refer their first client to you, they're going to verify you. They're going to look you up. They're going to, one, make sure that you're a viable business. They're going to, two, make sure that you are who you say you are. You think they're not stalking your social media? You think they're not
And if you don't
stalking to
have
see if you
social
have
media
a
or
website?
website, you seem like a
Like they're
scam to them.
looking for all of that. And what they're going to do is utilize that information to say, okay, yep, we can. And that'll be another agenda item. So their next meeting, the next month, they're going to say, hey, because you were on their agenda for the meeting before as a guest. So now all the powers that be have gathered around and said, okay, this seems like a very lucrative or a great partnership, or maybe not. Listen, we got a phone call this week and heard that an organization told a company, stop calling us. We will not refer to you. And I was like, what? They literally called us and said, hey, we just had to part ways with a vendor and we need to know your immediate bed availability or anyone attached to Forston Consultants. And we were like, I'm sorry. Like this was the first time we've been asked in that manner. And I was like, what is going on, Derek? And literally the individual says, without saying too much, we literally had to part ways with several vendors this month. You know what we allow? And I'm sharing, I'm giving the game away today, Derek, because I want people to see the importance of coming together with like-minded individuals on the 21st and 22nd so they can hear and see what we do and how we do this, right? They literally, Derek, said that they're now, this organization, this is not the same organization that we were showing in the photos, but they now said that their requirement is that anybody that they're housing or referring to, that they want access to the property so they can do walkthroughs. So they're now going to do pop-up walkthroughs. I was like, absolutely, sure. My case managers have their own door code. Just saying. My case managers and social workers have their own door code.
What does that mean, Shay?
They can access my house whenever they need to.
Good stuff.
And they are verified. So I make sure that it's a corporate thing. It's in documentation. They have access to my homes so that when they walk in, they see that it's the same way it was when they came and did their initial walkthrough. Ain't nobody sweeping stuff under rugs and under beds, right? This is how it is, how it always will be, and how it's going to be from here and forever and ever. So this is what you've got to be mindful of when you are making these relationships. It's great to make the relationship. It's great to connect. But if you don't hear something, it may be because you were not, on that follow-up meeting, they tried to verify you and you were unverifiable, right? They tried to look you up and you were unlookable. And not being funny. This happens a lot. We hear this a lot. Not only do we work with case managers, we foster great relationships with these case managers and these organizations. And it's to show them that we truly have the best interest of our residents at heart. So with that said, Derek, I wanted to go back to Miss Lane's question. And I
And
think it's a great
you can bring your
question.
pictures back up and just kind of keep
Yeah.
scrolling through those if you want.
Okay. So Miss Lane had a question, and it was, do you all require your clients to do day programs throughout the week? We don't make it, and I'll answer it first, and Derek, you can go a little deeper. We don't make it a mandatory thing. We definitely make it an option that they can have. Some of our residents don't wish to do it, right? Or they may have ailments that causes them to be more homebound, and they're not ailments that they're not able to be independent, but they're, more recluse. They're more into them, into being by themselves. Um, but for Derek, I know he has several. I know Rita has a couple. My ladies, the good thing about them is the case managers that they're following have positioned them for work. So my ladies, other than one, works. So I have one that's a homebody and in the house, and we've actually been looking with her son for a program or something that she can go to, but unfortunately her health ailments at times will be it's just hard to get her out. So but for the most part, we don't make this a required part, but it is an available option for our residents. Derek?
So if she's talking about like the day programs,
Mhm.
like
Psychosocial.
PSR, which is for us, is called psychosocial rehabilitation. And there's a lot of different abbreviations and names, but we'll just call it a day group. And I can tell Lane is in this because she's using the verbiage. She knows the language.
Exactly.
Lane, I can tell this is what you do, right? It don't even take me 13 seconds to figure that out. Because for you to ask a question like that, you're in this and you get it. But watch this, Lane. My guys, if they have the insurance that will pay for them to go to that PSR group or that day group, yes, I want them to go. And guess why, Lane? Because here's some free coaching for anybody that may not know this, and Lane may need it. I don't know. But Lane, what that does for me, it keeps less people at the house, less water usage, light usage, power usage, gas usage, less problems, less them burning up my AC in the month of June. Less problems, less problems, and less problems. So if you can imagine a program for everybody that has no clue what Lane is talking about, because I'm just gonna pretend me and Lane on the phone together and y'all just on speakerphone and y'all can hear it. So Lane, what that does for us in our program, that it removes Robert, Brad, Joseph, Jose, and Raphael for 6 hours a day from my house.
Yeah.
So can you imagine somebody coming to pick up these guys? Because most of the programs guys provide the transportation.
Mhm.
That's why my coaching gonna tell you how close should you be within certain facilities. Because if they're gonna provide transportation in this aftercare or this day treatment, transportation is a part of it if you meet the distance. Now
Exactly.
that goes deeper into our coaching, but watch this. If I'm able to remove a lot of guys from the house to where they can go and get skills, learn how to fill out job applications, resumes, learn coping skills,
Mhm.
learn how and when to take their medications, and they get picked up at 8 a.m. and dropped off at 2 or 3 p.m.
Correct.
Guys, that's like them having a job almost.
Yeah.
And 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. That's 7 hours, Miss Lane, that my guys are not at the house,
Yep.
sucking up my AC, sucking up all of the electricity, filling somebody else's food. So,
Yeah.
Lane, I'm gonna tell you right now, if my guys, Miss Joanne, have the insurance that allows them to go to PSR from day one, Miss Lane, when I'm doing my assessment on Robert, I'm telling him, hey man, you approved for this day treatment, and according to my program, they want you to go to this twice a week. See how I made that a stipulation from my program? Because I know that he's able to go. His insurance meets the criteria, so why don't I want him going?
Right.
That's me also being a great caretaker or a housing provider by allowing him to get a service that I don't offer. How genius is that? So for me, Lane,
Mhm.
I'm a word a little bit different from Shay. Not that
Yeah.
I I'm not gonna use the words where we don't require it. If you got the insurance
Then
that
it
you're
covers.
able to
Yeah.
go, and when I'm assessing you from day one and I can see improvement that's needed in your life, I'm gonna make it mandatory to live in my place. You got to go to that because it's only going to benefit him or her, and it's going to benefit me and the house they live in. So Lane, what a great job you will be doing somebody by saying, hey man, yeah, the hospital you came from, the social worker said that you're approved to go to the date treatment 3 days a week. Now here at my program, we only require you to go 1. Now Lane, however you choose to do that. But see how I did that?
Completely different.
You are approved to go 3. But according to my program at Second Chance Housing, you got to go 2. And bring the slip back that says that you attended. And most of the time, Lane, watch this. When they go, they fall in love with it. Because guess why? For my guys, it got girls in the group. Oh, they love that. Lane, did they feed them breakfast? They feed them lunch. And they get to meet other people that are just like them.
Yeah.
See, Lane bringing out a lot of this coaching, y'all. Shout out to Lane who bringing out all my coaching right now. You see her, Joanne?
Yeah. So I do want to share something because Derek, that's
100%
true. That's you're on it. And for me, I think this question's more for me. So how do I keep the expenses down in the house? I got to tell you, between my houses, most of my women,
that's a great
and
question
it's powerful because most of my women, Derek, are they're very with it. And like you walk in my new house, it's dark during it, like, and not dark, it's all sunlight. The Venetian blinds are open. There is no lights on in the house. The only thing that may be going is the TV. One of my residents is gonna bump the AC up because she's gonna be there freezing anyway. But for the most part, they're very for me, ladies are a lot more cognizant of things like that. And my population tends to shift a little bit more than Derek's does. So my female population, because I house Miss Lane, all women. I don't house men. I do completely female housing, and I meet the needs of my community. So I'm not just because I'm a nonprofit organization, I don't just say, hey, I only focus on this niche, right? At some points I may have young women that are, have escaped human and sex trafficking. At some states I may have those with, mental health diagnosis. What I'm getting a lot of calls for nowadays is the individual that is working, financial hardship, they might have had the eviction, different things like that, bad credit, whatever it may be. Those are the populations that I'm seeing more of the calls from now than I am. And it may be, they had a moment, a mental breakdown, and caused themselves to go in for, depression. I'm seeing the depression and stuff like that more so than I am seeing the bipolar depressed. I'm not seeing so much of the schizoaffective disorder. I'm not seeing a lot of that right now. I'm just for right now. And I am in all of, I'm a resource in all of those realms: mental health hospitals, physical hospitals, rehab facilities. Like, my information is everywhere. I've got partners all over. And my calls look completely different, even as they're coming from those hospitals. My call may be, hey, Shay, got a lady who came in severely depressed because of a financial matter, attempted, to, discontinue existence, and, was a failed attempt, but
discontinue existence. That's a new one, Shay. I never
yeah,
heard you say
because
it like that.
because we're on YouTube, we've got to be careful with what we say. So
I was like, that's a different one, Shay. Never heard of that one.
Yeah, you've got certain things, like you can't say offenders, you got to say essays, and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So technically what happened was this individual had that issue, that instance, that again, she bounced back well, doing well, is working, is now around others, and has case management. So there are things that have been implemented into her daily life now to help her navigate that instance. But guess what? She went back to work, has a car, just all of these things. So I see different. It makes it a little different for me when it comes to the day treatment, right? My people's day treatment is work. Yeah. like being real, like my ladies, it's work. But other than that, I
Did you
mean,
cover that AC cover, Shay? Did you say that? I thought you was
the
going there.
AC
Did
cover.
you
Oh no, I
mention
need
that?
to. Oh yes, in regards
There was a
to
question of how
yes.
to save on bills.
So
Shay, if you can
saving
touch
on
that one.
bills again, AC covers. And then we've
Tell them
got
what my AC call was about the other day because I slipped and didn't have what you about to tell them.
yeah,
Go ahead.
Derek, I need to put one on the new house as well because I didn't do
Yeah.
it, and I will put a smart thermostat. So, Miss Lane, we did this from a rental arbitrage method as well as purchasing our own properties. And what we even in the rentals, we usually get smart thermostats, and then we also cover them so that we can remotely
Cover them
adjust
means what? What
to
does that mean?
secure them so nobody can touch them but us. And then we have the lovely app on our phone, and we monitor and modify the AC usage based on the weather, right? But in regards to what Derek says, Derek did not have an AC cover at one of his locations,
Mr. Coach
and
himself, right?
somebody decided to drop the temperature to about 60 something, 50 something.
About 6. So what happens now when the unit freezes, right? It's hot. And guys, I don't know where you live at, but I'm in Florida. We're already feeling the June and July heat already. But because of Mr. Coach over here, Mr. ILF didn't do what he preaches, because watch this. This is a newer item that I just took over. So if you're new to us, we just took this one over and had to revamp it and all of that stuff. And the current guys that I have, they leave it on like 76, 77. They don't even want the AC on, really.
They don't.
I move in Mr. Larry, and that's his real name. I move in Mr. Larry, not even probably what, Shay, what, 11 days ago, 12 days ago.
Yeah.
Larry turns the AC down to 62. Guess what that does? Creates a big old ball of ice on the unit. Now we're out of AC for 2 days because we had to figure out what was going on. So again, a way to save on your light bill and not having to do AC service calls. This is a small cheat code, y'all, but it'll go thousands of dollars a long way.
Yeah,
That AC cover, guys, we get that from Amazon, usually by Honeywell, and it'll cover the thermostat. Some people get it with the key, but some people get it with the combination on it so that you don't lose the key. So again, one more time, some people will actually get the thermostat cover that you can put a key in it, but some people actually prefer the other way, to where they can actually do the thermostat combination. Does that make sense, everybody?
I want to also, because Ms. Lane, even in the ones that we rent, we purchase the oh crap, what is it called? The Nest, Google Nest. And I replace it. We literally, even if we have a rental, most times they do work. My brother is an electrician. My nephew is a licensed AC technician. So I literally lean on those two. And we change them all. So when I leave a rental, like prime example, I relocated my ladies from a rental into their personal space. Unfortunately, the Nest that I had was not compatible because it was the Eco instead of the regular, the Pro. So I have to buy a Pro Nest to change that one out. But technically what we do is when we leave, so does our Nest, and we plop back on the old unit cover. And that helps a lot actually with the AC. With that,
because you got people that have turned that thing down to 65, 62, and because they don't care, they're not paying the bill. Because guys, remember, and if you're new to us, you may not know this, but we're known as a one-stop shop. So when we teach you guys how to do this, your clients don't have external bills. Does that make sense, guys? You're going to be a one-stop shop, and that's the way that you're going to advertise it to social workers and case managers. Man, we take care of the lights, the water, the cable, the Wi-Fi, the internet, the security system, the cameras, and just presented that your clients, your tenants, don't pay additional bills. Guys, our case managers think we're geniuses for doing it that way. Because why? There are people in our city that are renting rooms to people, not program-based, and they still got a light bill. They still have a water bill. That's not how we do it.
We've seen that a lot.
Okay. So being known as that one. Oh, also, when social workers realize that we have a washer and dryer in the house, they're amazed by that. Now, for us, we thought that was just pretty normal and usual. But here's a gem if you didn't know it. Some people will start this kind of program, y'all, and won't do a washer and dryer, or they'll do the coin operated washer and dryer. We're not doing that with this population. Forget it. I'm all about maximizing money and all of that stuff, but I'm not doing a coin operated machine in an ILF model. Now, my multifamily in Cleveland, that multifamily in Detroit, the basement's got washers and dryers and is coin operated, but not for these marginalized people that we're serving. Does that make sense, everybody?
Talk about what dirty laundry will do to an ILF.
Make it smell like a.
I think people don't.
Let me wash my mouth because my mom might be on here. I got to keep my mouth clean. But guys, dirty laundry will ruin your place. And guess how I know? I've walked into tons of housing programs, shared housing, where the owner's like, Derek, I don't supply no washer, no dryer. They got to go to the wash house. Huh? First of all, that's inconvenient. I'm trying to be a convenience. Second of all, it stinks. So again, guys, there's nothing that smells worse than a pile of dirty laundry. So again, when you as a provider of this shared housing, maybe you didn't notice, but guys, yes, you provide a washer and dryer. And while we're on it, I'm going to tell you guys right now, because I put this in my ILF Academy Facebook group the other day. If you hadn't joined it, go ahead and join it. It's free. The ILF Academy. We do not do keys. Keys are a complete nightmare. People will lose keys. They'll misplace the keys. They'll get the key stuck in the door, and they're calling you now at 2:30 in the morning to come open it. Guys, it took me a year and a half before I got smart and says, Derek, what are you doing? Put a dadgum electrical lock on the door and give everybody their own code, Derek. Can I get two people to say, wow, that's a good idea? Now, dummy me, Miss Tracy, it took me almost 2 years before I said, Derek, what are you doing? I had a guy, great guy, y'all, worked at Universal Studios. I'll never forget him. I'm going to just call him Mr. I, because that's his first name with an I. Every morning, Shay, when he got off at 1:30 in the morning and then caught the bus home and got home at 3:30, he's calling me because he lost his key or he can't find it or left it at work. And I said, Shay, what can we do? Shay was like, duh, let's get an electronic lock. Now, watch this. Look how you learn and grow, Miss Lane. The first lock that we bought, regular door lock. Years later, we was like, man, you know what? I want to be able to change the door lock when we get ready to discharge Clayton on Thursday. But me and Shay are in Jamaica with our feet kicked up, sipping on pina coladas.
Miss Lane said,
Miss Lane, how can I change the door lock when me and Shay in dadgum Jamaica?
No,
Shay was like, Derek, you got to get the ones that where we can do it no matter where we at. Hey, what's going on, family? I super hope you guys are enjoying this information. But let's just say you want more one-on-one coaching, just like what you're receiving now. You're actually looking for our ILF Mastery Blueprint. So that's our hand-holding one-on-one coaching, where that's what most of the people that come to us, that's what they want. They don't want to just watch me on YouTube all the time, right? They want me in their back pocket for one-on-one coaching. And what's super powerful about it right now, that there's a scholarship that's actually available that brings that down to only $7,500, a long ways from the normal price of the 15 grand. So even doing this live right now, if you guys text IMB below, my team can send you over some information. But nevertheless, definitely go over and see forstonconsultants.com and check us out there as well. Let's get back to the show. Really quick for the family that asked about, can they go in together with their business partner to purchase our package? Yes, that's absolutely okay. A lot of coaches don't like that when you kind of combine it. We actually go up to 3 people, right? So if there's 3 people in this room that wanted our ILF Mastery Blueprint coaching, we actually allow 3 people to go in together. We usually prefer family, but if you're not, that's okay. And again, most coaches absolutely hate when you do that. We don't mind it. We want you to have an accountability partner. So if that price was out of range for you, no problem. Again, we don't want you guys to pay the full price of that 15 grand. Make sure you get the information for the scholarship, because again, I've already got a lot of back messages saying, I can't come to the June event, but I love this content and I want you to coach us. No problem. So we also have one-on-one coaching, and then our do-it-yourself version of the one-on-one coaching is the same. You just don't get me. So all of the courses, all of the curriculum, we build out your website. We give you a virtual assistant complimentary, right? And a bunch of more other stuff, all of the paperwork that goes with it, everything that you need to start your own place. Again, that goes up to 3 people. So if 3 of y'all got together and wanted that ILF Master Blueprint, No problem. You guys can get that for only $7,500. I'll admit, most people get it by themselves or with a spouse or a partner, but we do always allow up to 3 people to go in together to get it. Let us know, and my team will split that invoice for you all. But back to the regular coaching, because again, guys, regardless if y'all buy anything from us ever, I promised God years ago, God, if you make this work for me, I promise I'll go all over the world teaching it and I'll never take any credit. So let me do that right now. Guys, I'm nothing without God. But with God, I look like a genius. God has showed me something that is saving people's lives every day now and allowing them to either leave their job, resign from their job, or add to what they're already doing. Everybody's been using this word in 2024 about legacy and family legacy and all of that stuff. What greater way than to do something or to build something that's bigger than you, and which can be your housing program? So a part of my coaching and teaching teaches you guys to build something that will outlast you.
Yeah.
Build something that's bigger than you, because I often tell people I'm probably going to live until about 115 years old. Me and God already kind of worked it out. But year 116, when I leave this earth, somebody in my family should still be doing this because I built it to outlast me. And that's what I want you guys to do, is build something that you guys can like pass on to your children's children. That whole term generational wealth and all of that, where people kind of getting real loose with, guys, this is it. And again, you don't have to buy the property. You can rent or lease a property, make connections with social workers and case managers to serve as your funnel system. When people say, well, Derek, where you getting these people from? Social workers and case managers,
Right.
and me running my big mouth on social media. And every time I go to the mall, to Walmart, Publix, to the gym, I'm putting 50 flyers everywhere I go.
Yep.
I drop them on the ground. When I go to the gym, I slide them into everybody's locker. I put them on the floor. I put them in the bathroom. I put them in the gas station by the peanuts, the tater chips, by the Coca-Cola, by the Mountain Dew. I put it by the weight loss stuff. I put it by the Advil. I put it by the socks. No matter what store I go into, guys, I put it there. And my social media already proved it, because it shows you guys a military veteran that saw my flyer by the eggs.
Yeah.
Called me. We drove to Walmart and we're housing that guy right now. That was over probably 3 or 4 months ago, y'all. So again, this is a numbers game, ladies and gentlemen. The more people you call and contact and the more flyers you hand out, the better your chances. Because if I go and get 250 flyers printed for $45, guys, I'm only looking for 8 people that need a place to live out of them 250. So Shay, to me, it's a numbers game. So again, we look forward to seeing you guys in June. We got a general ticket, guys. That includes all 10 speakers. We're going to feed you really well, because we believe in doing a plated lunch. We don't do those box lunches with the Capri Sun in it. We ain't doing that. You guys going to be drinking out of glassware. Joanne, it's going to be bougie, Miss Joanne. Miss Lane, I hope that you can make it. That VIP ticket gives y'all a day 2 to show you what it looks like. The POC, proof of concept, I'm going to bring y'all to what I invite social workers and case managers to, that they beg for. Shay and I do it for community leaders and social service providers. But we're going to bring you guys to show you what it looked like, smell like, and interact with our clients. We've never done that before. One time we had a tour to where it was empty still, but this time, client interaction. My elite people, we're giving y'all a bunch of stuff. Y'all get a whole mastermind after this event. You guys also get a swanky dinner Saturday night. So again, to continue the camaraderie with the Forstons and this learning, the elite people get a lot of stuff and everything that's involved in the first 2 tickets. Miss Shay, back on you.
To come and walk through and see. I have some amazing residents that are excited to share their overall experience, and I think that's what I'm looking forward to. I have residents that when they wherever they go, they're talking about where they live, how they live, and people may not understand it, but they're quite amazed when they do. I actually had one of my residents, Derek, have a friend who is someone that they just hang out, really close friend. And she called and she said, Miss Shay, can you do a walkthrough with my friend? They know that I live in a shared living environment, what is considered
She had a hard time
ILF.
explaining it.
And she really, yes, perfect, Derek, thank you. She had a very hard time explaining where her living accommodations. And she wanted to man, she wanted to explain it and let them realize that she's not in a what they considered a group home or some rundown house. So when the lady walked in the door, she was when she pulled up to the property, first and foremost, she was like, "Wait a minute. This is a nice neighborhood." And I'm like, "Yeah." And then when she walked in the front door, like she got stuck, Derek, at the front door, and she was like, "But why?" And her question was, "Why would people need this?" And I said, "There's a lot of need for this type of living." I said, prime example, I've housed women that have just lost their spouse, and they've been with their spouse for over 30, 40 years. The spouse, maintained all of the day-to-day, the finances, everything. Stay at home mom or stay at home wife, and now the source is gone. So guess what? She's now having to downsize, but still doesn't want to be alone and doesn't want to be with her children because her children are in a whole different state. Right? She's already established here. So why not give this woman a sense of family, a sense of community by bringing her into a shared living environment? I tell people always, put your thinking cap on, take the blinders off, right? When this housing model does not have to be just for the disenfranchised. It does not have to be for the person with the mental health
Right. That's part of what
diagnosis.
we're bringing people to the
This
event to talk
people
about.
don't have to, have a healthcare issue or anything like that. Life is lifing. Like that's what they be saying. Life is lifing. And people are looking for a sense of community, to be around people that they can relate to, people that they can converse about, their struggles, their hard times, and while at the same time growing and still fostering community within one household. We see it all the time. If you set the parameters right, if you put the right people in those houses, if you set up your program to run a specific way, I'm telling you, you'll make a bigger positive mark on society than you can even imagine. This housing model is necessary. That young ladies, all the before, that was such an ugly color. The lady's family member, or excuse me, friend, was so excited by time she left because she couldn't believe that her friend was paying what she was paying, didn't have to worry about lights and water, was able to buy a brand new car that by the end of, I think she gave herself 2 years or 3 years to pay it off, will be paid off. And then she's going to talk about looking for a mobile home on a lot of land to go and move out and get her own place. It gives people the opportunity to step back, refocus, and start attacking some goals that they will not be able to attack or go after if they have to pay regular rent,
Yep.
water, light, cable, whatever else they need, cell phone, car note, insurance. We're now bringing a population together that can live together in harmony, not just live together, not just coexist in the house, but live together harmoniously and get their goals met and be able to now say, man, staying at the Angela Denise Foundation allowed me, it was like a slingshot for me. That slingshot ride at Icon Park, Derek.
Mhm.
Woo! I pull you back so that when you're at that place, we're pulling you back financially to where we're taking the limits off of what you can do with your personal finances that can project you into your future. And that's the mindset I want people to start thinking of when they enter into this space. Yes, there's still people that need our help that have mental illness, uh mental health diagnosis. Yes, there are people that have medical diagnosis. Yes, there are people that were homeless and now they can see hopefulness because of someone like you and I, or anyone that is interested in taking people from homeless to hopeful by providing them a shared affordable living opportunity or housing. You are a true initiator of change. You are a true initiator of a new life for a lot of these individuals that you will serve. We've seen it firsthand. Listen, family, there are people that may never, and I dislike saying this, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
There are people that may never leave outside of an ILF or a group home or a shared living accommodation
Right.
because they can't.
There is
Unless
no
God
plan B for them.
right, unless God touches them, makes them whole, heals, and they're able to go forth and be successful. But if they can't, why not be that glimmer of hope that they get to live in something that looks like this, that gives them that dignity, that I'm not living in something that's just squalor and just outright a mess. Why not give people an opportunity to see
Beautiful
that this
pictures.
is where you can reside? Guys, these aren't photoshopped pictures. This house is housing 4 women right now, 5 women right now, with 2 beds available and an
So this was
emergency bed.
originally a 4-bed, 3-bath, but we remodeled it to a 5-3. So Shay, what I
Correct.
would also like for you to do, I'm not sure if you can do it now, but if you can show them a lot of the before your
I'll
rehab,
have to scroll
that would be
through.
pretty
Yeah.
cool too. And then Shay, right before you land your plane, I want you to also share with people what you can add to your program once you've mastered the art of housing.
Absolutely. So again, like I said, what I house women, Derek houses men. Um, we don't just do it for the women. We're going to be doing it for the men this year. And that is giving them an opportunity to feel loved, to feel appreciated, to feel just the same way we feel when we go and get a massage or a pedicure or a facial or whatever we go to do to beautify ourselves. For me, it's getting my hair and my nails done. It's the thing that makes me just it gives you that sense of ooh la la, right?
And sometimes even where like, most of you women may take this for granted, but Shay is showing you guys pictures of women that have never had a massage
Never,
or a makeup day. Back on you, Miss Shay.
never. And this is what you see when you get into this space. You can partner with things,
Now y'all
partner
know
with
I had to
people.
slide in there, right? Y'all know I wasn't gonna be involved in that and
The
not get my
only
face in
man
that
in
pillow,
the
right?
whole house, okay? And the girls love it. Can I tell you something? My ladies, they think Derek's their husband too. They pick on Derek like it ain't nobody's business. But honestly, it's partnering with people in your community that know your mission, know your vision, know what you do, and that have a heart for what you have a heart for, and just putting your ask out there, right? You don't have to be a nonprofit organization to do this. It benefits me because I am, that they can say, hey, you know what? I'll do it. But here's a
And Shay,
charge,
do you have
whatever.
to pay for these services that when people come in
I
and render, which
don't.
makes you look like some angel? Do you pay for this stuff,
I
Shay?
don't.
Give them another
I
gem.
don't.
This is a lot that we're giving them today. But
The
Shay, how do you offer something that's so great, but you didn't have to pay for it?
So honestly, it's me still allotting they allot a dollar amount to their time. Because I'm a 501c3, they can literally it's a way you do it on paper. My accountant deals with all of that. They render a service with the cash amount on it, and again, it's provided back to them as a tax write-off or a tax write-off reimbursement because of my 501c3 status. But technically, we at like literally I will partner, the Angela Denise Foundation will partner with Forston Consultants, and Forston Consultants will be the ones that provides the tip. Okay. Forston Consultants will then in return, we make sure nobody leaves us empty handed. The goal is to thank them for their time as well, and by being a blessing, right? So Forston Consultants is usually my tipper, while the Angela Denise Foundation is the receiver. Forston Consultants will always pour back in, to make sure that those that have rendered services have been, that we show our gratitude. So I partner with Forston Consultants. The Angela Denise Foundation always partners with Forston Consultants or some other entity that is wanting to help us provide these services. And then again, we get them to come out, whether it's the manicurist, pedicurist, the massage therapist, and Flow and Harmony actually did reach out to me the other day, and
Mm.
she's ready for a round two.
And
So
Shay, because you're a nonprofit, have you talked about what's the difference if I wanted to do something like this as in regular LLC or you're doing it as a nonprofit? Did you touch on that?
It just depends on the person that you're partnering with. Because, prime example, I've fostered some relationships that doesn't mind
Yeah.
doing the same thing for an LLC. It's just the give in that organization's heart. So what I've been doing, Derek, is pretty much putting the word out in my local community of what I'm looking for. A lot of people will do this. It's just making sure you ask, right? It doesn't matter if you're for profit or nonprofit. People will honestly do it. The benefit for me is that I can actually, they can write off some things. But other than that, like, just know that you don't have to be nonprofit or for profit. And I think people get kind of turned around and tied in knots because they're afraid to go and just ask. You're doing something for a population that's vulnerable, a population that has never encountered or man, it just you working with a population of people that a lot of people have hearts for and just don't even know how to give back. And because they provide or render a service, you can lean on their service that they render to be a way for them to give back. We always say don't stop somebody's blessing by not asking. Sometimes people don't know that this is an opportunity for them to come into your
Yeah.
home and render a service as such.
And
So
sometimes it can also boost their business because if you do it
yes,
just right,
yes,
let's just say we bring in flow and harmony to render this service. And even though she still kind of got paid, because remember, Shay makes me tip. So when I do that tip, we're also shooting footage. We're
correct.
taking pictures so that she's then able to show the community how she's rendered her services to a nonprofit organization. Never mind the ladies for 2 seconds.
Right.
But how she rendered the service to the Angela Denise Foundation. Does that make sense, everybody? Or are we losing you why that's important?
Yep.
Shay, back on you.
I think that's pretty much it. Just don't bind up anybody else's blessing. If you know somebody that you go to church with, or somebody that, like, your regular nail technician. Like, prime example, I asked the girl that did my pedicures, hey, listen, girl, I have a nonprofit, right? I house women that have been through some significant situations and circumstances. I want to do a spa day. You down? Yes, Shay.
She's like,
I'm all in. Count me
girl, book
in.
me. That's
Count me in.
nothing.
Like, that's how it happens, right? The lady that does my hair, right? I still partner with a family, Derek, that went through a traumatic event at the end of last year.
Yeah.
And the lady that does my hair, guess what I do? I go and take one of the little girls to go get their hair done every month. And that's and not, that doesn't come out of my pocket or anything like that. But I'm an
Relationship.
extension of being able to say, hey, mom, don't worry about it. I'll take her. You know what I'm saying? And the lady that does the hair, she's like, tell mom, don't even worry about taking her hair down. I'm not charging her extra for taking her hair down. Just bring her. Like, these are the things that happen when you just foster a relationship and you combine people together. People are always looking to do a good deed. People are always looking to
sow into good
good ground. I love that, Derek. Thank you. And you just have to make your petition known, right? What is your ask? Ms. Lane, who are you housing? Who and what can you bring in? Prime example, I have a meeting at a restaurant on Thursday.
Yep.
I'm looking for restaurants. Let's partner. You want to meet a need once a month in providing food, meals?
Yep.
Next week after that meeting, I'm gonna go right back over to what's the sandwich place, Derek? Because I told them I'm coming back. He was like, my general manager is here on
Jimmy
Mondays
John's
through Wednesdays between 10 and 3. I'll be back.
And guys, whether you know it or not, here's a big gem too, in case if you didn't know, write this down. There's a lot of companies and organizations and restaurants right in your city that they're mandated to do something for a nonprofit or just some kind of organization that's doing something in the community for the displaced, homeless, or marginalized. Prime example, most of y'all don't know this, but Truist Bank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, they're all made to give and do things to nonprofit organizations and people that are doing anything in the city to combat homelessness.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, family? I hope you guys are enjoying this information, but just in case if you was wondering, how could you get more one-on-one coaching just like this? First of all, you can ask just by typing it in the chat, or you can visit forstonconsultants.com IMB. Again, the IMB stands for ILF Mastery Blueprint. So again, if you want one-on-one coaching, let us know. This is exactly what we do. And again, don't spend all your time in this room today without asking questions. As you see, we're giving out a lot of great information. So make sure you ask your questions just to make sure that you fully understand it. And then also don't forget, we give you guys a free strategy call. So we want you to watch our webinar. That's it. Also at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, but also soak up a lot of this information that we're giving you guys on YouTube, and then schedule a free strategy call so that we can get on the phone to talk about how fast can we get you started. Let's get back to the show.
So
All
Derek,
right, let's jump into it.
I wanna answer 2 questions before I think Miss Lane's given her she's bidding us adieu. So I do want to get with Miss Lane. Miss Lane, we go nowhere without being branded.
Yep.
When I say we go nowhere without being branded, we found a local a place that Derek used to I don't even know how Derek found it, but anyway, it's a lady that our team makes all of our logos. We have virtual assistants that we work with, and they make all of our logos, and we just take it to the company that literally charges us $7. $7. So like every
I think $7 for the
yeah.
embroidery, and
So
then I think the screen print is like 12.
yeah.
Well, we go to a place in our city to buy all of our t-shirts, the hoodies, or the hats, and then we take them to our place. So big shout out to Perfect Stitch in Kissimmee, Florida, where we get all of our stuff done at. So I love the embroidery. Prime example, I'm wearing a company right now. This is embroidered. Shay also loves the embroidery, but we also do certain things that are screen printed.
Right.
But I'll admit, my favorite
Is
is the embroidery, and it's also cheaper.
Yeah.
So all my jean jackets, my sweaters, and now it's getting hot outside. So a lot of the t-shirts now and things that we do. But yeah, find somebody local in your city. And we use virtual assistants, right, to make all of our logos, right? We are real big on using VAs. So if you've not been following us and you don't know how we do business, Shay and I own 8 different businesses, right? It's just that Forston Consultants and our housing businesses are our main top thing that we do. But every business under that, Shay and I are really not involved in them.
Correct.
We got 6 businesses that are completely ran by VAs, right? So Shay and I are busy, right? We got a lot going on. We coach a lot of people. And like right now, all of our blood, sweat, and tears are going towards this June event. So everything that we're doing is surrounded by that June event. But we appreciate you all for allowing us today to just kind of go a little bit deeper than we usually do. I want to give a big shout out to Miss Lane from Atlanta, Georgia, who allowed the coaching to go deeper today. We tell you guys that we thrive and we love questions. So we love it every now and again when we get somebody that just kind of goes back to back. But what I also like about Miss Lane is that Lane is already in this. But notice what she put in the chat. She said that we opened her eyes to a lot of ideas today. How powerful is that? That in itself is a commercial. Because if you come into our space and you got 5 of these already, and you still said thank you for opening your eyes to new ideas, first of all, thank you, Miss Lane, for just being transparent and honest about that. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
But what should that mean for you all who have no houses and you want to get into this? Let Miss Lane be your commercial that we'll see you June 21st. Because again, you know, we laugh and we joke and we play all the time, Lane. But seriously, for somebody that's got 5 shared housing programs and said thank you for opening her eyes to new ideas, that just goes to show you guys that none of us have it all. We all got room to grow. And Lane just found a nice opportunity to do that with us today. We hope to see her live in June. If not, Lane, you are more than welcome. Your family now. You can come here to our lives every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday. Because again, you're already doing it. And Lane, you're going to be a big inspiration for a lot of people that want to do it also. So again, Shay, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Something. Yeah, I also want to share something too. I'm not sure, Miss Lane, what platforms you're using or softwares and systems you use for your housing model. I tell people this, don't just start with a basic website. I heard that you said you send assessments, you send your assessment or your intake form. Make that as automated as possible. What we've noticed is it's so much easier for your case management team and people to have access to the techie side of things, right? So I just migrated everything over to Digital Flow Solutions, and I'm able to run every aspect of my nonprofit under this platform. I can do marketing. I can do comparisons and analysis in my community of
It's
people
an
that are
all-in-one
in the
system,
same
everything.
business as me. I can also it literally allows me to have portals for my clients, for my residents. And so, prime example, like I have a portal for my ILF residents. I have a portal for my board of directors. I have a portal for my donors, right? So I'm able to literally organize my CRM. It's a CRM system that I'm able to utilize to help keep my business and uh, cohesive. Um, it allows me to implement workflows and automations. So if someone, let's say, reaches out to me, a case manager reaches out to me, and I miss the call or my VA is on another call, I literally am able to create certain things that will respond on my behalf and also take them through a process. So those are called automations. And I tell anybody, don't wait until you get to a place of, don't wait until you're a 100,000-aire to start investing in softwares and systems. Softwares and systems makes the whole process easier for you, your team, as well as the end user. So no matter what, definitely take a look at Digital Flow Solutions or join us back on Tuesday when I talk about Digital Flow Solutions. I'm very techie, Miss Lane. I am going to apologize about that now. Um, I'm the tech geek, right? And I
But
tell
eventually, oh,
everybody,
go ahead, Shay. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
no, a website is great, but being able to effectively maintain consistent communication and also having that stuff in one place.
Yeah.
I tell people the greatest deal for me. I had a board meeting last night with all of my board of directors, and I was explaining to them, the process of utilizing digital flow solutions and how it's going to benefit all of us and everybody that we connect with. I love to be able to see at a glance a conversation that I had with somebody, whether it was email, text messaging, social media connection. If they're in my system and all of those things are connected, I can literally have a consistent conversation and be able to follow the trail, right? And that's with the utilization of a CRM software systems. So Miss Lane, definitely join us back on Tuesday. I would love to share this with any housing provider because I think it's Derek was the one that I don't need no website. What I need a website for? It's great to have a website, but what is your
Dumbest
website?
thing I ever said when I
Yeah.
first started. In fact, let's highlight that dumb move by me, right? Because I don't mind being the example. I've always kind of been a guinea pig for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So let me tell you this right now. Dummy me in the beginning because I thought I was a social worker and everybody knew me. I was like, shit, I don't need a website. Guys, that was dumb. Even back in 2017, that was dumb. And now we're in 2024. If you don't have a website, you don't exist.
Yeah.
And lucky for you, we use Digital Flow Solutions and we share that with you all. That's an all-in-one platform that includes your website, your CRM system, your text messaging and phone system, email campaigns, and social media. No more having multiple things to run that business, Lane. Remember back in the day, Lane, how people had those phone plans? You just get a plan, buy the phone, and you pick your plan. That's kind of like a digital flow solution. So all of these that you're going to see me here scroll through, this is a $97 setup fee, which means that my team, my digital flow solutions team, my digital marketing team that's full of virtual assistants, they're going to build your website,
But I want to
which
share
is
something.
your customer relationships management system.
But
And it
here,
also comes with your phone system, your text messaging system, and your email system so that you can send emails to these social workers as well and keep them all in one place. Miss Shay?
I want to share this too. This is also another benefit for people that are in this housing space, right? When you enter, so like me, I put all of my residents in my CRM, and I label them as ILF residents. And the reason why I do that is so that I can maintain notes. In this CRM system, I am able to with the CRM, I'm able to add notes to each person, each contact card, I should say. So each contact gives me an opportunity to add notes. So, prime example, listen, I want you to hear me clearly. ILF owners and providers, housing providers, anybody that is doing this. Sometimes you get residents that will come back around after they've left to go on to what they've deemed better opportunity that may come back. What better way to go back and into your system to be able to identify man, did this person leave on good terms or did this person not? So it's a good way to manage even
Keep notes. Yep.
information, keep notes. So that way you're not looking like, honestly, we both got file cabinets next to our desk, right? And we did it paper. Why not have a place where you can store all of their agreements, their contracts, everything under that individual's name, profile, and contact card? Now it keeps you organized. Lord forbid. I tell people all the time, when it's time to go to the higher level of the discharge process, which may end up being an eviction, listen, you've got everything in one place. You're not scrambling around looking for documents. You're not looking for all sorts of different stuff. You have it in one location. It's not a Google Drive. It's not, a whole bunch of files, but it's a contact card that has everything that pertains to that particular individual in one place, including notes that you can sit down and make on a regular basis. And then that way, if you hand off and you remove yourself out of the oversight of the housing, your handoff is easy. It's streamlined. You give your employee login credentials to this same CRM system, and they can navigate and go and follow up where you left off without there being a whole bunch of back and forth. All of the information's there. So I just wanted to share that because I think a lot of times people in this space, we remove ourselves from softwares and systems thinking that we don't need them or we don't know how we can effectively utilize them. Oh, believe me, sit with me for less than 30 minutes. I will make food organization. I'm saying that because I'm a housing provider first. And I utilize virtual assistants, softwares and systems, and again, the ILF model. So I just wanted to share that because I want people to also think about that. Don't reverse engineer where you have so many contacts and information that now you've got to play catch up to putting them in a specific order in a system, right? Make sure you do that from the beginning, and that way it just makes it easier for you to grow into that. And even being able to send out mass emails, right? When you send out a mass email from your email, how many people are using MailChimp to send out email campaigns? Why? You don't need it when you have a CRM that can do it for you. So just know that those things are available, and I think they're just
And also, what's pretty
beneficial.
cool with Digital Flow Solutions, they'll give you guys a free strategy call to talk
Yeah,
about how many tools are you buying and paying for a monthly to run your one business. So they give you a free business analysis to where you can talk to the team and they can see how
you're using,
maybe
yeah,
our plan is better for you, even at the 37 or the 87 or the 297 a month. And remember, it's all in one. So even your phone system, text messaging, email, social media. And I'm just not talking about one social media, your Facebook, your TikTok, your Instagram, like all of that stuff,
LinkedIn,
like YouTube, like
yeah,
all of
LinkedIn,
that's
everything's in there.
locked into one. So again, right as Shay kind of wrapping up, I just want to tell you guys something that we love to say towards the end. Don't procrastinate. We truly believe that God has probably bumped y'all into us for such a time as this. God has already put on your heart that you probably supposed to be doing something like this, housing the homeless and the displaced, right? And we don't want you to procrastinate. In our opinion, procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something that He's already told you to act on. So, one more time, procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something that He's already told you to act on. So, again, if God has already put this on your heart, you guys got 4 ways to get into this game, right? The first way is for absolutely free. Join us every Monday and Tuesday at 6 p.m. Join us every Saturday at 10 a.m.
Mhm.
The next one up, which is most popular, is our one-on-one coaching, the ILF Mastery Blueprint. That's what most people get from us. And right now, up until our June event, if you purchase the ILF Mastery Blueprint, you come to the June event complimentary.
Correct.
So I should have said that in the beginning because a lot of people don't know that. So the two people that text me earlier, the word scholarship and that you want the IMB, well, guess what? You don't pay for the June event. And if you married, your spouse comes for free too, right? So one more time. Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday, you come here absolutely free at Forston
Absolutely.
Consultants. Subscribe, hit that bell. The next step is that one-on-one coaching that most people get. Make sure that you apply for the scholarship so that you can cut the price in half. The next one is the do-it-yourself version. That's for people that say, well, Derek, I can't make the June event. And Derek, I don't need your one-on-one coaching, bro. Just give me all your paperwork. build my website, give me that virtual assistant, and give me all the paperwork, all the ebooks you wrote, and all the curriculum that you got going towards your coaching. And Derek, I can go at my own pace. Guys, we developed that not even just 3 weeks ago. Because for years, people have been asking, Derek, I can't just get the paperwork. I want to do this at my own pace, Derek. And guys, I'll admit, we never offered that. But right now, we do. And then again, what we're pushing to everybody is the June event. June 21st and June 22nd. That's the 4 ways to get involved in what we do. Again, really slowly, it's Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday for free. Come right here on YouTube because we're going to give the game away. The second way is the ILF Mastery Blueprint one-on-one coaching. You say, Derek, I want you to hold my hand, Derek. I want to be a part of this family. Derek, I want to be able to call you every day. I want your personal phone number. That's the one-on-one coaching. Most people want that. The third way is the do-it-yourself version, which means you saying again, Derek, I don't need you to coach me one-on-one and hold my hand, but Derek, do give me that paperwork. Derek, do give me all the ebooks, all the curriculum, all your recordings. And Derek, I want you to build my website too. Oh, and by the way, give me one of them virtual assistants too. Guys, you get everything that's in the one-on-one coaching except for me. The do-it-yourself version, guys, is only $2,500. That's been a cheat code for a lot of people that say, well, Derek, I ain't got time for you to just but I want to get it on my own and then still come to your lives and ask questions. Absolutely. That's the cheat code.
More than welcome.
And then again, the most thing that a lot of people are thinking about is that ILF conference, the 2024 ILF conference, guys, June 21st and 22nd. And don't forget, if you purchase any of those premium products that I just talked about, you come to the event for free. So the do-it-yourself version, you come to June event for free. The ILF Mastery Blueprint, you come to that for free. Does that make sense, everybody? I don't want to lose nobody on that. If you purchase the do-it-yourself or the one-on-one coaching, we'll see you in June complimentary. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I finally did what you guys been asking me to do for probably about 2 or 3 years now. We get a lot of questions for people that says, Derek, do you just sell the paperwork? Derek, do you have a do-it-yourself version? And guys, I'll admit, we've never had that. We truly believe in the one-on-one coaching. But the more that we listen to you all as our customers and as our family, my job is to do what you guys need, which is a lot of people have been asking for the do-it-yourself version of the ILF Mastery Blueprint. So guys, we've done that. So for only $2,497, we've created a version of the ILF Mastery Blueprint where you can actually do it at your own pace. And again, everything's involved except for me being the one-on-one coach. So again, one more time, we want to offer to you guys a do-it-yourself version of the ILF Mastery Blueprint. And you guys can visit forstonconsultants.com/IMBDIY. And that's for people that says, Derek, I just want the paperwork. And Derek, I don't need your one-on-one coaching. I want to do this at my own self-pace. And guys, we've listened. So we've developed the ILF Mastery Blueprint do-it-yourself version. And again, for only under $2,500, that's a no-brainer. And that is something that you want. You guys can either visit the website or simply just text my team DIY to the phone number 407-326-0086. One more time, you can text the word DIY to 407-326-0086, and we'll get you the information that you need to be able to move forward so that you can do it at your own pace. Have a great day, and we'll see you at the top. Let's jump back into it. Shay, I want to release something also that I released to the ILF Academy last night. I wanted to give it to them first, though, but you guys are also lucky because I'm going to give it to you now. We're not posting this on social media. So if you're either in the ILF Academy or you're just a part of this YouTube channel, congratulations. So if you've never heard of our HRA, the Housing Referral Agency, that's where you're able to house the homeless and the displaced, but you don't need a property. You're just going to use relationship. So we got a 14-minute webinar that's for free that breaks it down of how to do it. And the way I always explain this one, Shay, is I remind people of the 2 women that are in their 70s.
Yeah.
I got old ladies that, well, let me take that back.
Right, because you know they'll get
In my opinion, you're not actually old until you're about 75.
But
anyway, these are young people at heart. And they want to house folks. God has put it on their heart to house people. But they said, Derek, I done got too old now. Derek, I don't want to move people in. I don't want to move people out. Derek, I don't want to buy no house or rent one. But Derek, God did tell me to help people. And luckily, God developed something that inside of us called the HRA. And that allows you guys to do the same thing that we do. But you don't need the real estate. You only need relationship. So we teach you guys how to do the exact same training and coaching that I give my ILF Mastery Blueprint individual people, to how you get your phone ringing. How do you advertise that you are a housing provider, but you don't have no houses?
Right.
That's what a housing referral agency is, guys. And I got two ladies in their 70s. They make anywhere from $300 to $900 a week. They charge $300 per referral. So I'm in a group right now on Facebook that people are begging for referrals inside of their home. Can you imagine getting the skill set of this HRA that we teach you, and we give you a virtual assistant to do it? So that product is usually $1,997, just a little under $2,000, and it's a business in a box. It's called HRA Business in a Box, and it comes with a virtual assistant, the coaching, the curriculum, the ebooks, and a course, and a VIP community that we put you in. The cheat code to this is the virtual assistant and the SOPs that we give you. Because let's just say if you buy this plan and you busy, you got a job, you got 3 kids, you got a husband, you just tied up. Guys, we teach your VA how to run this program for you. So the HRA essentially is going to be the stepping stones for most of y'all to even get started. Because the HRA, guys, has the same coaching and teaching as if I were teaching you to be an ILF, as if I was teaching you the ILF Mastery Blueprint for you to run the place on your own. The only difference is when we receive the phone calls. So as an HRA, if I get a call, I'm going to be looking to refer this guy to somebody else like Shay or Katara or Miss Lane if he in Atlanta, Georgia, or Miss Angela if he's in Arkansas. But if I started my own ILF, when I answer the phone, I'm going to be assessing this guy to house him myself. And then if he's not a good fit, I even teach you then how to HRA him to somebody else to still make an impact and to still make an income. So most people charge somewhere between $100 to $500 per referral. I got 2 ladies in their 70s, y'all, that think I'm a genius today because I've taught them how to house people, but they don't need the real estate. You guys can get that for only $497. You got to use the coupon code HRA Splash. And Shay, you heard it right. It go all the way down from $1,997 to only $497, Shay, using the coupon code HRA Splash.
Where was I yesterday that I did not hear about this? Oh, I had my board meeting.
And Shay, if you know anything about the VA services that we offer, the VA by itself, guys, is $697. So think about the deal that we're giving you. We're giving you the complete course, the complete ebook, a VIP private community, and we're giving you a virtual assistant to run this whole thing for you. So again, go to forstonconsultants.com, go to products and services, click on that HRA Business in a Box, and look at all what's involved in it. The word scripts, the email scripts, the phone scripts, so that your VA know what to say. My team trains your VA to be just like me in the beginning. Because when I first started, Shay, and I hired Miss Jess, who most of y'all have talked to Jess by now, Jess runs my complete program, y'all, from the Philippines. And if you never seen or met our team, join us every Tuesday because we talk about virtual assistants and digitalflowsolutions.net. But right here is Tara, our executive administrator who runs all of our stuff. She's the boss.
That's boss.
But right here is Jess. I trained Jess 15 months ago to be me. I say, Jess, God finna bless me. I'm about to be real big. Jess, I'm not going to have time to be calling everybody, meeting with social workers, arranging meetings, answering my phone, and doing the social media. Jess, I need some help. And Jess works in the Philippines, guys. Right now, where I live, it is 12:10 p.m. Where Jess lives is 12:10 a.m. They live 12 hours differently from we do. But Jess runs my program. No different the way Alex runs our digital marketing company. These are all virtual assistants, guys. Alex lives in Nigeria. Danish is our developer from Pakistan. And guys, again, for $5 an hour, you can't beat having a developer on your team that can build anything computer-wise. Danish will cost me $200,000 a year in the U.S. He's a little less than $5 right here. April does all the social media. This room that I'm talking on today, right now, April is going to take this room Monday morning and chop this video up probably 55 times and put out content that goes to social workers, case managers, and people that want to learn how to do this. So just really quick, guys, these VAs are the cheat code to everything that we do. And our team goes on and on and on. This is Latrell, who runs Shay's nonprofit organization. Y'all think Shay ran that program by herself? Absolutely not. So again, man, don't procrastinate. If God has put on your heart that you should be doing this, it didn't really take for me to tell you today, but God was genius how he involved us all together to make your dream come true. So again, if you want that HRA, first of all, watch the webinar. It's 14 minutes long. Watch that first. ForstonConsultants.com/webinars. Watch both of them. And then realize how you can start your own program tomorrow, and you can get a whole business in a box with an employee for only $497. Shay, I'm done.
I have to give you the stage to yourself, so. No, but it's been a great day, Derek. We've got a little birthday party to go to.
We do.
Somebody's turning what, 2?
2.
So we're going to a birthday party for our little cousin today. And again, we just want to say thank you to everybody that came. Miss Lane, thank you for all of your questions and even your insight. I wish and pray continued blessings over each and every one of your houses and every one of your residents. May you continue to do amazing things in the Atlanta area. And may God continue to use you mightily in the lives of those that you serve. I'm excited to hear an update on the things that you implement and how they take you the next step further, right? And what you do. So again, family, as always, it has been a pleasure to speak and share what we do, how we utilize the independent living facility housing model, which is a shared living model, not a group home, but for lack of better words, group home. But we tell you and show you how to do it the right way. We give people dignity, love, and safe spaces, affordable spaces to reside while showing them that they matter. So again, family, it's been a great day. If you have not already, go buy your tickets. I can't wait. We go to do the food tasting next week.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to be talking junk on Saturday. Because I'm gonna have that food in my belly, like for real, in my belly, and I'm gonna tease y'all. So y'all better be
Is it
ready.
on a Monday, Shay? Or
no, we changed it to Friday.
Friday, good stuff. Okay.
So on Saturday, I'm gonna tell you all about the menu. So for y'all that got your tickets, you'll be receiving. Just pay attention to your text messages. Forston Consultants will be sending out for everybody that has purchased their tickets to the event. They will be sending out a survey, a Q&A. So like we're going to be sending out things before the event to get your opt-in on things like, especially for those that already have housing, the elite members, all of that stuff that are coming in. We want to know what are some discussions we're going to gear directly towards you at the second day and the private dinner event. So we don't want to just go and shoot the breeze, right? We want to be able to really mastermind, collaborate, and expand and expound on the knowledge that was received at the event in the private dinner. So just be on the lookout for those things. And if you haven't already, get your affiliate links and sell this puppy out. Okay. We've got 120 max capacity. And we would like to reach that. And that's not with VIP and elites. So elite and VIP, we're looking at what, 25, and we're probably about halfway there with the elite ticket. So definitely know that we are moving and grooving in the right direction. So if you haven't gotten your ticket and you want to be elite, you better hurry up because it ain't many seats left. Just saying. All right, Derek, back on you.
Hey, what's going on, family? Have you ever imagined starting your own housing program? That's probably why you're here. And if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, like you're kind of getting right now, but in a more of a one-on-one setting, just you and I, that's our ILF Mastery Blueprint. There's a number that they're scrolling below on this screen right now. If you text the word scholarship to that phone number, my team is going to get you some information. So first of all, I'm going to say congratulations and thank you for moving at the speed of instruction. We look forward to working with you. And again, this is only for people that desire our one-on-one coaching, which is designed to watch you succeed from going from a zero to a hero when it comes to information and knowing how to implement this independent living facility model without any mistakes. That's most important. So again, our ILF Mastery Blueprint, guys, there's a scholarship that's available for it that'll slice the price in half, which is also a no-brainer. So again, if you've ever desired to start your own housing program, but you thought you needed a license. You don't. You thought you had to be a nurse. You don't. You thought you had to own the property. You don't. Consider our ILF Master Blueprint, where we are going to take you to success and let God use you in your community, housing the homeless and the displaced. Let's get back to the show. If you've ever had a dream to house the homeless or the displaced or to start your own housing program, but the barrier for you was actually getting the real estate to do it in, we got something that's almost even better for you. And it's called the HRA, Business in a Box. The HRA allows you to be a housing referral agency to where you still can house the homeless and the displaced and start a housing program, but it doesn't require the real estate. You don't have to buy it, lease it, or rent it. You're going to leverage other people that actually have the real estate and then make a referral fee. So we want to give you more information about that. We have a 14-minute free webinar that breaks the HRA down. So no more an excuse of not having the house to do it or not being able to buy or rent or lease a house. Because if God is putting your heart to start this program, start it. So step number one, get an LLC and brand it, right? Step number two, start getting the word out about who you are and what you do and that you offer housing. And again, after watching the HRA webinar, consider the HRA Business in a Box, because in that will be everything that you need to start your own housing program, and you never actually need the property. We're going to teach you how to leverage other people to still make your dreams come true. So the HRA Business in a Box is only $19.97. Check it out. Also bring your questions here to YouTube so that we can answer it for you. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, wherever you catch us at. But don't forget, the HRA stands for Housing Referral Agency, and you don't need the property to still make an impact in your community. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. So as we're finishing up, I just want to say thank you to everybody that came out, especially to all of the new people that have just kind of discovered us this week. We super appreciate it. We hope that we've said something that has spurred some new ideas like Miss Lane talked about, or that just kind of gave you a different perspective in terms of what this is and also how to operate it. So as you guys know, we've said it 50 times a day, but we wish to see you June 21st and 22nd. The only way that we won't see you there is if you tell me you can't make it because you're already booked for something, and then you just need to consider the one-on-one coaching. So again, the one-on-one coaching is the ILF Mastery Blueprint, but also that HRA that we just talked about. The HRA, guys, is inside of the do-it-yourself version, and it's also inside of the ILF Mastery Blueprint, the one-on-one coaching. Remember, guys, the ILF Mastery Blueprint one-on-one coaching encompasses everything that we've ever released. So even that HRA Business in the Box, guys, it's inside of that program. So you get it. So I want you guys to go to the website so that you can see what's all involved in it. So go to forstonconsultants.com, right, /IMB, and that'll show you literally what's all involved in that. And again, the HRA is involved inside of it. But for anybody that heard me either last night or today, that HRA, guys, is only $497 now if you use the promo code HRA Splash. So again, HRA Splash, I spelled it wrong in the chat, so make sure you don't. HRA Splash to get that at $497 instead of that $19.97. And for Miss Angela that typed in the word in this chat, scholarship, text that to the number 407-326-0086. That way my team can get you the information for that scholarship, because again, that scholarship will slice the one-on-one coaching in half. Okay. And also for the team or the family that asks, could you go in with multiple people? Yes, we actually do allow that. Just let my team know how we need to split up that invoice. But again, most coaches hate when you do that. We actually don't mind that. We don't mind that if you do it, but we only allow up to 3 people. So again, if you're a couple, if you're a partnership, or if it goes up to 3 people, my team can literally split that invoice in 3 different ways to make sure that we're all kind of getting in it together, and that I can serve you all 3 together. Okay. So again, Monday at 6 p.m., that's the next time that we're here. We look forward to seeing you then. Bring all of your questions too, right? Be like Miss Lane was today. Write down 5 to 8 different questions that you want to make sure that you're getting from us. But guys, I can only imagine how deep we'll go June 21st. So again, man, come be around like-minded people. We have over 10 speakers that are going to be talking about creative ways to get into real estate, the financing part of it, the insurance part of it. How do you rent or lease a property with no money down from your pocket? How can you buy a property no money down from your pocket. How can you utilize a tax lien, tax deeds to get into this? So we're bringing all of this to you guys, and we're also bringing somebody that's going to share with you all how they got this idea from us, but they don't house the homeless and the displaced. They house rich people in this model. So again, they take our model in the shared housing model, but they rent to well-to-do people, people that want a luxury lifestyle, and they take a mansion, and they do this in Atlanta, Georgia. They'll get a mansion and they rent to people that are making over 50, 80, $100,000 a year. So think about that. And remember the slogan of our event, right? From idea to implementation. So what I like about them so much is that they literally took the idea that we gave them, but they implemented it in a completely different way. And they house people in a mansion, and these are well-to-do people. I think that's a pretty good idea. Hey, what's going on, family? I'm super excited because June 21st and 22nd is the 2024 ILF conference. That's right. We're super excited because it's in Orlando, Florida this year. So, guys, if you ever thought about starting your own housing program, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is the event for you. If you're a real estate investor and you're looking for a better way to serve people and actually make more money and also have a bigger impact in your community, this event is exactly what this is. 2024, the ILF conference, guys, is going to show you how we take people from homeless to hopeful and it not be a group home or an assisted living facility. We're going to teach you guys how we start unlicensed group homes, which we've trademarked independent living facility. And again, you guys are going to visit forstonconsultants.com for more information, but you're definitely going to visit ilfconference.com to get the information for the June event. There'll be a general admission ticket. We got some VIP tickets, and we have 15 elite tickets for people that want a little bit extra just versus being at the event. That comes with also a one-day mastermind and a lot of other stuff. But definitely go and check out ilfconference.com for more information. And don't meet me there, beat me there. Hey, David, did you know that you can start your own housing program and it doesn't require you for you to own the property and you do not need a license? So how in the world would you do that? I was always told that you had to own the property and that there was always some kind of special license that you had to get from your city to do this. People always told me that there was lots of red tape to jump through. So you mean to tell me these are also not group homes? It's actually simple. They're called independent living facilities, and Forston Consultants actually created it. They hold the trademark for it. So I follow them religiously on Instagram at Forston Consultants as well as Facebook. And every Monday night at 6 p.m., they actually go live on YouTube at Forston Consultants, and I follow them there as well. So you mean to tell me my dream of becoming this housing provider that I've always dreamt of is closer than I realize? And again, you're telling me I don't need a license and I don't have to own the property. Absolutely. You do not have to own the property. You don't have to be a nurse. You don't have to be a CNA. And you can get started as soon as tomorrow. Click the link below for more info. All right. So, guys, I'm going to let y'all go. I thank y'all again for being here. We're super appreciative of that. And if you guys can just do me a favor, if you've never given us a review on Google, I'd appreciate if about 5 of you guys can go to Google and give us a review at Forston Consultants. That if you've learned something from us or you just appreciate how we brought this information for over 2.5 hours, we will greatly appreciate a 5-star Google review. And also, if you haven't joined the ILF Academy, absolutely free. We went live in there last night. Make sure that you join that group, but also share it. And then again, if about 10 of you all can share this page, share this room, this information with somebody else. So share it to either somebody else or share it to your personal page so that other people can now come and see it. Because remember, the dream for me is to watch you guys do what God has truly called you to do. And if it's to take care of the poor, the needy, and the widow, we want to show you guys how to do that through real estate. Because I always say, right, it's hard to lose in life when you're doing God's will and when you're helping people. So we live by this thing that I want you guys to also take on for yourself, if you don't mind. We want to please God. We want to help people. We want to be respected by the community. And we want to make a bunch of money doing it so that we can build the kingdom of God and continue to house all of these people that need us. One more time, because a lot of people are afraid to say that last part. But watch this. We want to please God. Because if we do that, everything else is going to fall into place. We want to help people. The Bible said that when you do things to the least of these, like it's doing it unto God. So I want to please God, help people, but I also want my community to respect me while I'm doing it. There's nothing greater than being backed and pushed and being supported by the community in which you're doing this in. And then that last step is, guys, I want to make enough money to be able to feed my family. I'm not doing this for free, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why I say I want to make a bunch of money, because I want to be able to feed my family. And I for sure want to build the kingdom of heaven. Because in the Bible, it says that if we focus on the kingdom, if we build the kingdom, if we put all our efforts towards the kingdom, all of these things, meaning the things that you want, will be added unto your life. So my prayer is that God truly has put you around people, meaning us, to show you a different way to be involved in real estate. And I pray God's best for your life, your family, and your health. And we look forward to seeing you guys June 21st. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ever ask or think, according to God's power that worketh in us. You guys be great, and we'll see you Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Don't meet us there, beat us there. Hey, what's going on, family? I hope you guys are enjoying the content, but I just want to let you know there's still time to apply for the scholarship for the ILF Mastery Blueprint, and that's our one-on-one coaching. So there's a lot that comes with it. So I'm just going to guide you guys to the website so that you can kind of check it out for yourself after we're done here. So you're going to visit forstonconsultants.com. Then you're going to click the tab that says products and services. The first thing that's going to pop up is the ILF Mastery Blueprint. Click that tab that says learn more, and it's literally going to give you step-by-step instruction of what you can do. And it's real easy of how you can apply and win the scholarship to apply to the price so that you can get our one-on-one coaching here at Forston Consultants. Let's get back to the content.